Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.
All right. How is everyone doing out there today? I am your host, Elder Ariaga Barr, and you're tuned in to GOCC Media. All right, it's Tuesday night, and we are here. All right, and we have a great topic tonight. We're going to be talking about the Kingdom of Heaven versus the Vampire Empire. Now, we're talking about that more on a health-based topic. Because we already go into, you understand, this vampire empire, this Roman Empire within our Hebrew and Bible Academy, right? So tonight we'll be talking about it on that level, but you do still have where we go into the actual history of it here on historytimes.org. For those of you who are new to our channel, historytimes.org is our Hebrew and Bible Academy to get you up to speed. Because our church have been doing this work, guys, for, almost 20 years now. And our head leader in Philadelphia, Elder Ricard, y'all been doing this even longer than that, right? So we have this Hebrew and Bible Academy to get you up to speed because there's just so many lessons to dive into in the treasure chest on our main channel, A Gathering 144. So before you just dive into all of that, it's okay. It's nothing wrong with it. One of the great lessons that I always send people is the old lesson when it comes to the 12 lost tribes found. Okay, well, you see Elder Ricard, Elder Zionites teaching that lesson. What a powerful, impactful lesson to bring you up to speed. But this one here, it's an all-in-one. It gets not just straight to the point. It goes in so much depth. You learn Hebrew. You get world news. Okay, you get world news that you cannot get on YouTube, okay? So it's pretty powerful. Some of the lessons here, as I jump to it really quick, all right? Some of the lessons here are the history of the Tower of Babel, the secret war of Edom against the Israelites. If you don't know who Edom is, you're living in that war right now as an Israelite against Edom, or you are living as an Edomite with your own brothers trying to take down the Israelites, who are also your brothers. But we are actually a different nation now, right? Because Abraham was promised to bring forth many nations. The desolation of abomination, okay? Spoken of by Daniel the prophet, all right? We are living in those times right now. So you definitely want to come to historytimes.org so you can actually get more information on it. How to calculate time according to the Bible, because the Christian church is not and will not bring people up to speed on this. I'm sorry to tell you, as far as I know, we are the only church. It's not arrogance, but I don't know any other church. I'll just say it like that. I don't know them that's bringing forth the calendar of the Most High. I'm just telling you the truth, okay? We were also on the calendar of we were also following the moon before, which was wrong. But the Most High ended up blessing our church with a calendar where we are celebrating the holy days on the same day in the heavens, okay? If you want to know how we got there, just come to historytimes.org and we'll prove it to you, all right? It is not about the money, because guess what? It's just $150 for those 3 months. So it's just not even about the money at all, okay? I can tell you who is about the money and putting you in debt: these universities, which is nothing wrong with that. If you're going for a trade to become something, to build something for your family, it is nothing wrong with that. But just to prove to you, it's just about support, making sure that this thing can get done in decency and in order, okay? It's your basic due service to the elders who have put in all the work, and the brothers and sisters to bring this forth, okay? How to calculate time according to the Bible. God have separated the earth into generations of 50 jubilees, okay? A jubilee year. Another thing, a nest above the star, another topic, Satan's space program, okay? Then we have the final battle of Armageddon, which is properly to come right after that, okay? And then we have the covenant under fire. Will your marriage stand? Because we have to be able to stand as the kingdom of heaven, which we are. We are the kingdom of heaven. There's no third temple that's coming. We are that temple. Our bodies are that temple, which we will be talking a little bit more about tonight. It is very important, for us to talk and to speak about this topic tonight, which is, I've been speaking about it since I started this channel. Even before that, me, Ramar, Yarack, we would talk about these things over a decade ago back in Egypt. I've been telling people years ago. Elder brought somebody named Lindsey Williams on. He brought Dr. Truman on back in the days. But Lindsey Williams is really the one who made me go into the research about microbes and bacteria. I learned when I was in Egypt that everything was about bacteria. Listen, this journey that I have you guys on now, and others, I started getting things from the farm back in Egypt. Just so you guys know, I was getting the whey from the milk, I was getting that back in Egypt. Okay, Egypt, they had raw milk in Egypt in like little silver cans and all that. So I learned a long time ago that everything was about bacteria, a long time ago, before there was such thing of 2020. This is not some new phase that I'm riding on. No, I've been doing this for a long time. But now it have highlighted itself because of the things that have happened and the things that are going on in the earth. I remember making this beautiful whey lemonade. It was a nice, frothy, beautiful lemonade because I wanted to make sure that I had some type of probiotics in my body. So I was doing this a long time ago, and I'm very grateful because tonight we're going to talk about how, taking care of our temple will help us to be able to endure to the end. Not just, health, but our stress, the stress levels. Okay, somebody said way is the way. There you go. There you go. So, and also look forward to, we'll talk about that a little later, but let's get ready to dive into the topic. Why did I call it the kingdom of heaven against the vampire empire? Well, just a little play on words, I do a little music here and there. Because the vampire empire, they are, sucking our blood, right? Spiritually and physically. So that's why I called it that, right? So we're going to get ready to get into that really soon. Let me just finish this here. We also want to just put out really quick. It's a 3-month online Hebrew Bible and history course. 12 weeks of live historical biblical lessons, okay? You can view them if you are working, all right? Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right? Teaching, once again, the Hebrew language, which God intended for, not intended, but that's the language that you understand that we spoke and that God intended for us to speak, the language of the earth, all right? The tongues were split during the time of Babel. Those modern day people are the East Indians that you guys see roaming the earth, totally confused out of their minds today, worshiping false idols and false gods. If you don't understand the people in the Bible, if you don't understand history, you have no purpose, you don't know where you're going. So once again, need I say, come to you understand the historytimes.org and you can get put up to speed, all right? So now that I'm done with that, I have to put that out because I'm always meeting people everywhere I go, and the Most High is always just planting those seeds. I met a young man at the gym. He reminded me of Shaddai War, just on fire. You know what I mean? His spirit was just ready to go. He's 20 years old, And I said, young man, you need to come to this church. Do you know you're the Hebrew? He just open, just ready to be either deceived or saved. And I'm like, I said, I got to help this young brother. I'm like, you sitting there working at this job. No one cares about you at this job. All the things you're trying to accomplish, you talking about God and Jesus. It seems like he can't relate to these people. People at the job call it the N-word. He works at the gym. So I said, you know what? Me and my wife, we work out together. I said, I'm going to have to help this young man out and help him get his credit together, get his situation right. And that's what this is about. It reminds me of when Christ was walking and you had just certain people who, if he told them to follow him, they'll get up and go. And that's the type of spirit he has. You have certain people who you'll tell, and then, it may be for them, it may not be for them. But when that spirit is just willing and the sheep hears that voice, that's when you know they're the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Funny, because when you play YouTube videos of sheep, they will not listen to anybody's voice, or they don't recognize anybody's voice but their master. It's crazy how this works in real life. They were eating the grass. They did not listen to any one of these people except for their shepherd. Right? And I do the same thing to my sheep. So anyway, yes, they are sucking on our blood. Okay? They are deceiving us. They're putting us into all of their propaganda, all of their psychological operations. Okay? Their parasitic, you understand, environment within our bodies and within this world. I mean, there's nowhere right now that you can escape the danger that these people are trying to bring among us. Okay? So, hey, I got me some beautiful, you probably can't see it in the glass, I got me some beautiful probiotic fruit punch here. And it's fizzy, really nice. Sitting on ice. Now, I do have a little bit of my new magnesium powder in there. About 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Because, I'm a power builder, so I'm staying healthy. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, too. How there's a misconception about exercising when you're getting older. I'm getting too old for this and I'm getting too old for that. Who told you that garbage? Who told you that lie? We're going to talk about it tonight. All right. And hopefully we won't stay on too long where I can actually take some call-ins. It is still a little late. I mean, I tried to come on earlier. Sometimes it's just not enough time in the day for the things that I do. So, but we're pushing, we're pushing for it. Okay, we're pushing for it. But yet and still, the people still getting fed, still loving the lessons changing lives. I got people hitting me up, about all types of healings. Some people say, hey, listen, I stopped drinking coffee, my stomach went down. You know what I mean? Multiple people tell me that. So, hey, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you, just pay attention to your body. Listen to your body. Find out what's good for you. Okay? Find out what's good for you. I'm not saying caffeine is bad. It's not about the caffeine. It's something else inside of some of the things that we be consuming that we really need to understand. And we're going to go through a few scriptures tonight about it, all right? So, shalom, everybody out there. I hope everybody is doing blessed, good, amazing. All right, Maria GOCC, I see our regulars in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button as we go forth tonight. Okay. Yes, indeed. Mr. Norris Moore Jr. Now, you guys have to realize, some of you, I don't know who you are in the chat. So please don't take it personal. If you're doing something in the chat and I correct you, it's nothing personal, because sometimes people, Robert Kaiser, you can call in and I'll give you the answer to that. I want you guys to call in for some of the answers because I can't keep up with everything that you guys are typing and texting inside of the chat, okay? So I'll put the call-in number in there because sometimes I have so much information that's vast. For my lessons, I really only need a quarter of it. Because I'm going to expound and break and dissect down every bit of this thing to make sure, you know what I mean? Yeah. yeah, so I can't, read everything in the class. So just want to put that out there. So first off, our health, our well-being, very important. And I'm going to say this too. A lot of people are making money in life. If you're new, you're Christian, you're Muslim, whatever you believe, you're making money in life. You are thinking that you have everything solved and everything together. There was a rich man who came to Christ. And he told him, I've been keeping all of these good things, these good Samaritan things, the law up since I was small. What else do I need to do? I mean, everything's working good in my life. Well, Christ was like, let's see if you can follow me, cast all your riches away and give them to the poor. And then we're going to see how much faith you have. Who are you if you have to get it out of the mud, if you have to start from scratch? Who are you? You're going to have to know that God starts you from the bottom and brings you to the top. He can make a poor man rich overnight. But the young man didn't have enough faith. He didn't have enough faith. And guess what? If you are doing everything so-called right in life, but you're not following the Most High God, you don't know who you are the walking dead. You are the walking dead. You are the valley of dry bones that it talks about in Ezekiel. Because you don't actually have a purpose. You think your purpose is just make money. Hey, leave something for your children. Nothing wrong with that. But when you die, or if you died, if you did not follow, keep God's law, statutes, and commandments, and walk by faith in the person who have created you, guess what? He's not going to ask you what grades you got. He's not going to ask you what wife or husband you married, how much money you had. He's going to want to know, did you take care of the temple, the soul I gave you, and did you follow my will and my purpose? And in order for you to take care of that temple, you would have to understand how to fight against the attacks of parasites, vampires, demons, and Satan himself. Okay, so these are the things that we're going to talk about tonight. Most people are walking blind. They are the walking dead. Okay, especially our people who will be prophesied to be the walking dead, the valley of dry bones. We have all of this talent. We have beautiful musical talent. We get into the industry, and because we don't know our God, we are now the ones being used and abused. Let me tell you, they're talking about Puffy and all of these things once again. They're probably going to be letting this guy out possibly because they really didn't have anything on him. He was one of those victims. Very talented. And even if he did come up in the game, which only a few moguls do, there's some things that he had to do to get there. So you still use and abuse, and when they're done with you, you have nothing. And guess what? What are you going to tell your God? What are you going to tell your God? After you've lived a gluttonous life, full of so-called worldly excitement and all of these different things, right? These people are vampires. They will suck every bit of life out of you that they can. No matter where you go, you go outside, the air is unclean through chemtrails, heavy metals that comes down to in your crops and your water to feed parasites. They have family in disarray all over the place. People are getting sick. People are in mess. Let me tell you, people are stressed out. And then they're calling you about their problems. And you don't have enough money to solve them. So constantly we are in a battle. The food is horrible. You have to pay a big price, you understand, to get clean food. I mean, listen, it's a lot going on. So before we go into this lesson, I'm just going to I like to give just a few world news before we go into the lesson. Okay, to give you an example about how they're trying to attack us and try to keep you guys away from deception. Just really quick, I want to go into a few quick articles, summarize them for you. All right. So first, because I love my people, and a lot of my people may be going through this, and they may actually be depending on some of these social benefits to survive. And guess what? Sometimes our people fall on short times, and they have to do what they have to do to get by. Totally understandable. That's what it was made for. But they're getting ready to pull the rug because the Most High wants us to be able to depend on Him to survive. And also realize that we don't have to live like this forever, and we won't. Some people think that this is the only way of life. I'm just telling you the truth. In little countries, small towns, in the ghettos, some people think that this is the only way to survive. Where they're telling their sons, the women's telling their sons, you can't get a job because if you get a job, I'm not going to be able to live. Right? So these are the type of things that's going on. I want to show this really quick. Fair use for educational purposes only. So we have this. Someone thinks that he did something good for the culture. That's what someone is showing here. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger there. I don't know if you guys can see it bigger, but someone thinks that he did this for the culture. Right? I mean, I guess it was good the way it was. Let me put it back. So it says this is from Fox News. A 27-year-old Jackson, Mississippi man was arrested over the weekend for hacking into the Hinds County Human Service Department and approving all applications for food stamps. After approving the applications, he then had cards mailed out to new applicants, all totaling $2,500 each. Current card holders were also awarded $2,500 credits. His bond was set at $100,000 and has since bonded out. More on this story tonight at 10 p.m. Fox News. Now, why did I bring this out? Well, some people probably think like, yeah, he did this and did that. But let me tell you, we don't know if this guy is a nut job. We don't know if he's an agent. We really don't know who this person is. He can be one of their agents who have done this. Okay? They're bringing in new laws and rules when it comes to Section 8 and social benefits already. Like I've been telling people. For example, some of you think that, hey, I'm in an apartment, I can't grow a garden. Guys, do you know if you're paying $1,500 for an apartment, $1,800 for an apartment, wherever it is, it depends on what state you live in, the cost of living. You can go to a country town and find a little house to rent. You can find a little house to rent. It's not going to be maybe the best house. You can go and rent the little house there. And a lot of times they have a backyard. You may not have a backyard in an apartment for the same price that you're paying now. Okay? And then you figure the rest out while you're growing your little food and making your little garden there. You know what I mean? You can literally do this. And guess what? You're really doing the same thing if you want to get approved for a house after. All you need now is a down payment, or you get first-time buyers, possibly, depending on your credit. You can actually just do this. You're spending your income tax on things and stuff like that, right? Guys, you can do this. So you'll be paying the same thing. If you still can afford a big house and you don't want to give all your money away from rent, now you just save that down payment, okay? And you'll be paying the same price or a little bit more for now a house that you actually paying a mortgage for. I'm just telling you the truth. You're going to give the money away either way, right? So I want to put that out there that people, you can't live below your means. A lot of you just don't know how to do it. And you probably never even thought about that. Like, I have to live in this apartment. No, you don't. How much do you pay for your apartment? Okay, you pay $1,000. All you can afford is $1,000. All you can afford is $1,200. Okay. You probably saying, well, I don't like this old house. Which one do you want? You're not going to get everything. At least they're telling you can plant a garden and do whatever the case may be there. And then when you learn how to live and do those things, and you get your little income tax or whatever money you worked hard for or saved, you just find something you actually like, right? And you pay a mortgage on that. And guess what you can do? Now you're on the Monopoly board. If you fix that house up, you see what I'm saying? Now you're in the real estate game. You can, if you don't like this one after a few years, you can sell this, get the equity out of it, and you can get something you really want. Listen, guys, you don't have to be rich to do that. You have to have knowledge or you're going to suffer. Why am I saying this? Because people, they're sending out people like this for people who have no faith, for people who are lazy, right? And when I say lazy, I'm not talking about our whole culture. Some people have fallen into the thing that they're saying black people are lazy. Some people have fallen into that. Our people are not lazy because we built this country, but some people are falling into we got to get the white man back. They owe us this, so we might as well take and rob and do the same thing they did, they do it. No, because these people are trying to put our people into their traps, okay, and their snares. So they'll do things like this. And if this man sent this you understand, some of these benefits out to some people, it's not their fault. But you know, Esau, you spent this money that was involved in a crime all of a sudden, and now they're calling you a criminal and you had nothing to do with it. You just received something. Just like the PPP loans that came out. You better be careful how Esau the hunter operates, guys. Because they are changing this system. They're getting ready to come in with this cryptocurrency, and eventually that's going to translate into the mark of the beast with the what do you call that, blockchain. All right, so I want to put that out there really quick. Just another distraction out there. Okay, outside of that, I know that people still probably talking about this Iran thing. Don't worry about it. I told you guys that the Sauds in Saudi Arabia are actually Jewish people. I learned this years upon years ago. That 1, Abraham was a black man. 2, Ishmael will be a black man. Okay, he will be a black Arab. And if you have not lived over there, black Arabs have normal noses. They don't have the little long pointy Alexander the Greek nose. Okay, that's a new type of creation from the Romans and the Greeks. And I'm not talking about the Danites who stay over there on the Greek islands and parts of it. I'm talking about Edomites. All right? I'm just telling you the truth. They have linked in these families with China and all that. They linked in with these people. They went to Egypt. When you go to Egypt, you're not really seeing normal Egyptians anymore. You're seeing Edomites mixed with Persians, mixed with the French, which are Edomites, mixed with Egyptians, mixed with Arabs. You're seeing a whole different situation. Mixed with Syrians, right? Mixed with Armenians. This is what you're seeing. When you go to Saudi Arabia, there are normal people who you almost mistake for a brother until you see them walk a little goofy. Okay, till you see them cook and do certain things. You're like, I don't know if that's Jake there. When you see them walking with the arms, you know what I mean, like this, then you know, yeah, that ain't Jake right there. There's no swag in that walk at all. All right? So I'm about to put it out there for you that just follow what Christ said. One more time. Because some people still looking at the war, and I had to take your fear down. I thank you, Brother Johnny, for sending me this. Fair use, educational purposes only. Because it highlighted what we were just talking about. All right? Which is going to lead us into the topic of the lesson. Fair use, educational purposes only. I want you guys to see who's backing Israel, who should be so-called against them. Okay? Check it out.
Affinity Partners acquired ownership of Israel's largest shipbuilding company, the Shlomo Group. Following October 7th, the Shlomo Group provided military vehicles to Unit 5101. That is the Shaudag unit, which was responsible for raiding El Shifa Hospital. This company, Shlomo Group, provides the majority of ships for the Israeli Navy. This Saudi-backed project, Affinity Partners, acquired ownership.
This Saudi-backed partnership. Saud is Jewish. It's a Jewish family that snuck into the royal family. This is not the royal family that the Most High was talking about. He was going to bless Ishmael with. The Sauds crept in later on. Okay, and started. Not all of them are Sauds, but a lot of them are, and they're ruling now the family in Saudi Arabia. Just like in Iran, guys. There's some people in Iran, not all of them obviously, but there's some people in Iran, just like in anything. If you work in, you understand, as a police, you work in the military, there's always some Masons that's at the top, right? whether they're over you in rank or not. If they're Masons, they're in a whole nother rank that you don't understand, even though you may be overranking them working in this. I'm just telling you, how are Saudi Arabians who are Ishmaelites, who are Muslim, backing Israeli things when they're supposed to be at odds with one another? Why do you think that Trump went over there and shook hands with him? Why? Because that's his family. Trump is Jewish. Drumpf. All right? So I just want to put that out there. Okay? They are bringing forth this so-called New World Order. Yep. So the Saudis are backing and have money behind these Israelis.
Israel's largest shipbuilding company, the Shlomo Group. Following October,
Largest shipbuilding company.
the Shlomo Group provided military vehicles to Unit 5101. That is the Shaudag unit, which was responsible for raiding El Shifa Hospital. This company, Shlomo Group, provides the majority of ships for the Israeli Navy.
Look at that. Come on now. Come on. You're not talking to no novices over here in our church. See, Christ told us these things would happen, but he said this is not the end yet. Y'all don't really understand what's really going on the inside. So that's why the Most High has to come back and deal with Iran later, because they really you understand on the backside, they're working together with these people for our demise. Yes, back in the day, Cyrus did what he did and all these things, and to some degree, history repeats itself. But you have to understand how your enemy works. Just like I showed you this black guy, you understand with this food stamp thing. You think because he's black that he was helping his people. Man, they will send out black people and agents to keep you totally distracted and to get you into a snare. So that's why you can't even worry about these things that don't matter. You got to worry about building your kingdom, building your temple. So I want to put that out there really quick. And just one more quick video. All right. Well, two more quick articles, just so you can see really quick. You can read these things on your own time. I will actually put the link. Let me put that link in the description for you guys. Let me see if it'll put that in there for you. All right. So I just want you to look at this really quick. You know what I mean? I was talking about this, last week. Saudi royal family are descendants of Jews. They talking about Jewish people who fought Muhammad, Iranian general. So now you have the Saudis royal family who are descendants of Jewish people. And it's not talking about see, before they had this Saudi thing, it was just Arabia, like the Most High called it. Arabia. Now you see the Saudis and the Iranians are who? At the top, Jewish people. Yes, indeed. You can read that on your own time. Saudi royal family are descendants of Jewish who fought Muhammad, Iranian general. Oh, they're controlling both sides of the whole war. I used to tell people back in the days, oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. That's why my name is Warrior. I understand how war goes. I understand how war goes. All right? And things that people overlook. One of the main things that people overlook is women. Like Iraq was saying earlier, a lot of the human traffickers are women. People will overlook that. Because, you know what I mean? Oh. We are at worldjewishcongress.org. Iranian president, this is from 2009, all the way back, long ago when we left to Egypt. The man who said the Jews left black and came back white. This is how they get you. They get you to bite on the fruit of good, and then comes the evil. So they have to gain your trust first. Huh? Sometimes they throw things out there just to see who is awake. Yeah, we support Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. And guess what? He slit your throat later. Huh? Oh yeah, let me tell you, I don't trust my enemy. I'll do business with you, but I won't trust you. If my guy's like, I can buy water from you, I'll buy some water from you. Just like when we was leaving, he said, you can buy water from him, but that's about it. Iranian President Ahmadinejad born Jewish. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was reportedly born into a Jewish family which converted to Islam. Oh, aren't the Iranians a part of Islam? Come on now. And they just giving you the surface of it. It's deeper than this. Okay? The British newspaper Daily Telegraph reports that Ahmadinejad's original family name was Saborjian, which is in Iran officially listed as a Jewish name, meaning cloth weaver. The newspaper published a picture of the Iranian president holding up his identity card last year's in the election campaign in that way that shows his family's previous name. Ahmadinejad was never denied that his family changed his name when it moved to Tehran in the 1950s. He has never stated his family's original name. Just like, what's this guy's name in Israel that Elder put out just recently? I don't know why his name is not stirring up. He's really not that important to me. I can't even remember this guy's name. Yahoo. All right. This dude, Benjamin Netanyahu. Which he changed his name too. So they sneak in and creep in on you. And then you be so nice, you be like, yeah, you're doing a great job. And then guess what? They ready to be straight covenant breakers. But I want to bring that out there for you so you don't have to be worried about anything. Christ got us. He told us, don't you worry because the end is not yet. These guys playing the game. Christ didn't say he was doing this. He was telling us what we should look out for. He will tell you when he's doing something. If the Most High said, I'm going to bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat, that's his hand in it. So you have to know when you're reading it, when he's just saying, hey, don't worry about it because there may be inner workings that's going on with the angels or the dark side. It's a lot that goes on that we don't know. All we have to focus on is keeping ourselves together and trusting the Most High. So, let's get it. The kingdom of heaven versus the vampire empire. Let's get a few articles here really quick. First, I want to go into this. There's a lot of modern day health videos, articles out there. I mean, there's so much of plethora of information. But I'm going to make it palatable for you to swallow when it comes to these things. Because sometimes people get too deep in some of these diets. Sometimes they make doctrines out of them. Sometimes it leads you into the wrong way when it comes to idol worship and things like that. Okay, so we're just going to teach you today how these vampires are trying to suck you dry. Take everything out of your spiritual bone marrow and physical. Have parasites coming in you, just eating you alive, so you can't even endure to the end. All right? And they have you even making excuses, speaking your own demise. I'm old now. I can't do this. You know what happened when you get old. And let me tell you, with all due respect to my elders out there, and when I mean elders, people of age, you can believe what you want to believe for your own body. But for mine, I'm going to believe the elders in that Bible. Like Caleb. Caleb was 80 years old, able to go out and come in from war. Maybe that's just my spirit. I don't know. But that's who I'm following. I'm following people who I see doing pull-ups at 80 years old. And then you have people maybe they just never saw it. So I said, today, I can show you understand people that they can actually do better and be better. All of these sayings, you know what happened when you get old. I'm like, I don't know, because I'm young forever. I don't know what that means, because guess what? The same old thing that the Most High used to create the heavens and earth. That water that he spoke to. Okay, you know how they did that experiment with water and they spoke negative to it and the water became cloudy and disgusting. And then when they spoke positive, the water stayed clear and good. That experiment right there, that same water, that most of the water that's in our body is in our brain, where our spirits are. So what you think, what you say, what you speak is what you become. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight. How you say, man, I'm getting old, I feel bad. Let me tell you, that's because we lack knowledge. Elders not telling you like I had it all together. I had to go through the trials, tribulations, and still fighting for certain things to make you understand to get better. We will never stop getting better. We will never stop learning. We will never have arrived. But we definitely can't believe things that may just not be true. Elder Ramar brought out the other day on his lesson about the Kepher, Abraham, how it was dedicated. You understand in history that it probably was dedicated to Abraham's long life, is what I was trying to say. Okay. Yeah. Let me tell you, we are made up of more microbes than human cells, which proves our God to be more, in fact, right. Because he told us that we were made from the soil. We were just thinking dirt. But we were not thinking the microbes that's in the soil will be the same as the gut. And I have a lesson that I've done. I don't remember the title of it, but someone was looking for the lesson not too long ago. From the dust of the ground, something like that. Powerful lesson when it comes to health. So let's play this really quick. And I have a few more, and we'll go into some scriptures about some of these things. Fair use, educational purposes only. Now, she can go a little deep when it comes to nature. I'm not playing this for the let's get at one with nature part. That's how people go off. But I'm here to tell you that one thing she had right was what she's going to say.
Apex predator. We control everything in our environment. Now, nature will control us eventually because we're dying of metabolic diseases now through our food supply. So nature's telling us, like, your DNA is set up on my clock, girlfriend, not on your own clock, my clock. And my clock's telling you, you need to eat meat. You need to get your B vitamins. You need to get your microbes in your gut. You need to get sunshine. And if you don't, you're going to die of metabolic diseases. Nature's trying to tell us that we're not doing the right thing.
Now, she is just telling us in her own knowledge, like everybody's coming to this knowledge, and really it's the Most High Spirit coming out, showing the earth that we have been doing it all wrong, because these vampires have had people so confused. Go and take this medicine. Go and take that medicine. And guess what? They have been giving you, what do they call? They have been giving you, what do they do in the Catholic Church? They have been giving you basically exorcism pills, where they take out one demon, then they put in a greater demon has power over that demon. They've been giving you the same format, but just in the pill form. Right? They've just been giving you the same format, but in the pill form. So they'll give you a pill, and for instance, you have a heart issue. Okay, maybe it helps the heart issue, but maybe now your body depends on it. It wasn't supposed to have to depend on it. It was supposed to get it back right to where you can get back up and rolling. Now it's depending on it. Okay, and not only is it depending on it, something else is starting to go wrong into the body. Because when you put that in the gut, and the body's trying to break it down in a certain way, it's like, hold up, it starts to cause more other issues in the body. Now you go back and tell the doctor, hold up. You go back for the checkup. How's your heart doing? My heart's doing good, but something going on with my leg. My leg is, the blood flow in the leg is not right. You know what? We have this new medicine that just came out. I don't know how it is. You can try that, and if that one don't work, you can come back to me, try this. And then you try that don't work. Then you try this don't work. This is what have been going on. They have been tampering with your faith. They've been tampering with your faith, guys. Let me tell you, people can go in there and have a cold and come out HIV positive. Let me tell you guys, it's nothing wrong with doctors who is trying to actually help heal you. But the medicine seems to be only to a certain degree helping, if that. And we know this. I'm preaching to the choir right now. So one thing she just mentioned is what a lot of people I believe that people genuinely thought that meat was bad. I think, I don't want to come on here talking about I'm right and you were wrong, or she was right and you were wrong, or people are right and you were wrong. I think people genuinely were just trying to get healed. I really do. And that they thought that, hey, if I eat vegetables, this is going to help me. And then they start lacking all types of things like we've been talking about. B vitamins. They are lacking certain bioavailable amino acids. I remember a long time ago, a lot of people, and guess what? That's why I never cared about being right. People were doing what was best for them. But something told me, one thing about me, I know my body. If I've eaten something, I know it quickly. And I'm never going to shun a man because he said, hey, I need to eat vegetables right now. This is, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, you my brother, you my sister, do what you need to do. Just don't bring that thing to the feast if you ain't mastered it. Sometimes people was bringing things to the feast. You trying to bring a beet bean burger to the feast, and this thing is total garbage. And you expect me, because you dedicated it to the Most High, I'm going to tell you if that thing ain't good. I'm sorry to tell you. I wasn't feeling it. Right? No offense. You master that thing before you just bring that to the feast, because you think that's what everybody else should be eating. So I've always known that when I was reading the scriptures, God told us what was good. I'm just going to follow what the Most High says because I get it. People are trying to figure this thing out. And guess what? If it's for them, what they're doing, I'm going to pray for them. And in due time, guess what? We'll all figure it out together. Okay, but we're not to, as we come closer to these end times, learning more and more, devour each other because one person is doing one thing and one person is doing the other. All right, so I have I have a lot of scriptures here, but I'm just going to choose which ones that I want. Let's go to Proverbs 3:7 really quick. Let me see here. 1 second, guys. Bible.com. I want to get that. Yeah, buddy. It's going to solve two problems for me, this scripture here. What did I say? I said Proverbs 3:7. All right. All righty. We'll start at verse 5, actually. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Trust into him with all your heart. Now, for those of you who may be Christians and don't truly understand the Bible, you're thinking about a heart that pumps blood. I get it. We're not talking about that heart that pumps blood. It has no thoughts. You think it has feelings because you feel it moving like a clock, ticking. Okay, it's just basically what I just said, your clock. All right, so the heart can also be made to mean center, most important area of the body, where the spirit is, where evil and good are present. Okay, the gut sends signals up there, but this is where evil and good are pregnant. So when it says lean, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, you have to trust in here because you're going to think thoughts from here. You're not thinking anything from here. Okay? And even with that being said, with this heart that is talking about, you can't trust and lean upon that if you're not following that angel of the presence or the Holy Spirit's wisdom. Because good and evil is present. This is where temptation starts. You see what I'm saying? So you can't even just follow it by yourself of your own flesh. You have to follow the spirits that were given to guide you, which is your angel of the presence and the Holy Spirit. So, trust in the Lord with all thine mind. That's what it means. And lean not unto your own understanding. Where do you understand from? Do you understand from here? Or do you understand from here? So don't lean on your own understanding because you may not have learned anything, or you might not have any wisdom. You may be a fool. So your foolish ways are your understanding, which are the curses that we have been brought up in. In all your ways acknowledge him. So in all your actions, they should follow his rules, his regulations, his laws, his statutes, his commandments. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. Okay, so what are we suffering from today? A lot of times we're suffering from an unhealthy gut that's right behind that navel. Unhealthy intestines. Okay, unhealthy bones. Dehydrated. Valley of dry bones, he calls us. We are dehydrated because we don't have his life. We don't have his life. The blood flows through that marrow. All right? And when you're eating, for instance, if you're drinking soda, if you understand how this soda thing works, if you're drinking certain sodas, they will actually dehydrate you so bad where you will feel aches inside of your bones because you're dehydrating all of your minerals and all of your water. But if you actually, since we're talking about diet, if you follow the Most High in his ways and do the things that he told you to do, eat the things he told you to eat in Leviticus, you're going to have healthy bone marrow. That blood is going to flow through there. You're not going to have, the wrong skips of the heartbeats and things like that because you don't have enough liquid flowing through that thing. All right? So, yeah, so we wanted to get that really quick there. All right. 1 second here. I have so many scriptures I want to go into. Let me see. I'm going to just scan through them really quick. And as they come to me, which ones that I want. Let me get this one really quick. Very important one. 1 Kings 19 and 5 through 8. Since the woman was talking about meat, let's relate to what she's saying. She's really not saying anything that the Most High didn't already say in the scriptures. One moment. So we have 1 Kings 19 and 5. We're going to break it down for you tonight. We're going to show you how you can get healthy. We're going to change that mindset, that weakness you have. Because I know you're not trying to be weak. No, you're not trying to be a glutton and obese. We're not here for excuses. We're going to bring you back to life before you get back to the real life. In your spiritual body. If it be the Lord's will. Let me see. So, we're going to go to verse 4. It says, but he himself, we're talking about Elijah here, but he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die. And he said, it is enough now. O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. Now, this is where somebody thinks that because he's dealing with the Most High and he's going through all of this, he should try to be deep and fast. Let me tell you, like Christ told them when they were telling him about the disciples, you're going to fast when you have to fast. Trust me when I say you're going to know when you have to fast. Right? And you should have discipline. But what I'm saying is every time is a different time. Some people don't think that he's fasting now. He's running from Jezebel and an army and going through all of these different things. Let me tell you, he's going through more than a fast. And this is not for an excuse because I know a lot of people who fast and try to be deep and get hurt. I know a lot of people who does this because they didn't work and transition their body right. It's everything you must go into, you have to go into with transition and skill because the body doesn't like shock. You'll go into a fast expecting to lose weight by dropping carbs tomorrow, and then you'll just hold the fat. That's how the body works. Okay? It does not like shock. So, what did the Most High tell him in this terrible situation he was going through? He said, it is enough now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. Humble man he was. And as he lay and slept on a juniper tree, behold, an angel touched him. So here we have again, like I brought out in my old show about I always bring the scripture out about how the angel, you understand, it seems to be always present. When you come in and hit that like button, it seems to be always present when they are talking about some meat. As a matter of fact, every sacrifice, angels are present anyway, because your angel of the presence is there while you're doing the sacrifices. The Most High is taking up the sacrifices of meat. I am not doing the show to talk about meat. We are today talking about our temple and what it takes since Adam have sinned and Eve. Right? Notice I said Adam too. Okay? What we need to do to continue to stay strong with our bodies to endure to the end. Until we don't depend on water or meat. Alright? So, how do I know? When you read the conflict of Satan between Adam and Eve, they did not only, this is where people go wrong. They did not only just not depend on meat or eat meat. They were also not dependent upon water. Okay? Let's get to the scripture. He said, arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on coals. You have a lot of people out there telling you, so we're going to promote once again today God's diet. We're going to promote for our temple God's diet. Because if you don't promote God's diet, we just talked about the bone marrow, you'll be sucked dry from these vampires. They are already coming for you. They want parasites all in your body. They want, let me tell you, they want all type of new robotic parasites in your body. See? They want to suck you dry from every level without actually sinking their teeth in you from afar. They want social media to suck you dry because they'll put things to desensitize you, and before you know it, you're used of that life. I just have to live like this. This is life. Oh, they have sucked you dry. The valley of dry bones. The walking dead. So, let's read it. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. Who's cooking this, might I ask? Because some people will have you believe that you should just be eating the grass. Some people have you believe you shouldn't cook anything. When the Most High told us for our feast days to make a sacrifice by fire. That's called cooking. So you have to be very careful when people try to be deep. And you know, when you try to eat a raw potato, how nasty it tastes. You know when you try to eat a raw sweet potato, how disgusting it tastes. You know when you try to eat certain things raw, how disgusting it tastes. Stop lying to yourself because you're listening to these dummies. Yes, I'm going to say they're dummies because guess what? They shouldn't be speaking things that they have no clue about. Ever learning and never coming to the knowledge of the truth. This angel is far better than any man on the earth. And he cooked Elijah the prophet some food to help him to do what? To endure to the end of his purpose. And this is why I'm coming to you tonight. To help you to endure through your purpose. Through your mindset, your faith, strengthening your faith, your mindset, and your diet. If you don't have a good diet, your mind is going to be all over the place. If you do not exercise, your metabolism will be weak, low. You will have a gut where parasites are going to be because you are not doing what our forefathers did. You are not moving. So we're going to show some of these things today. And behold, there was a cake baking on the coals and a cruse of water at his head. They tell you out there don't drink water too. Remember they told you that? Yaki Awakens, I heard him say it. I'm not taking words out of his mouth. He said, you're not supposed to drink water. You're supposed to eat fruit. What do you call it? H3O. And then people start saying, Dr. Sebi's son said that he was scamming, him and another health person. Follow God's diet. And he did eat and drink and laid down again. So that woman said that we showed earlier, we need to be eating that meat. Okay? Yeah. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, you need to eat again. Okay? So he fed him again, knowing that he was now getting ready to go on a fast. Because the journey was long and he was going to have to deal with the Most High. And touched him and said, arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose and did eat and drink and went in the strength of that grass 40 days. Now I'm just playing. He went in the strength of that oregano. He went in the strength of that cilantro, when there's probably no cilantro growing in no desert. The angel didn't pull out no cilantro. He didn't put out no herbs. He gave this brother some protein amino acids, which has fat in it, and water. He didn't give him no carbs, because the body can produce glucose. Alone, the body can produce glucose, if you didn't know. And inside of the protein, there's things that is in the protein. It's a process that actually converts some of the things in there to glucose as well. I'm not saying don't need carbs. We need sugar and carbs. But our body only really needs like 80 to 100 milligrams of carbs for energy. All right? It only really needs about that much. You can eat more, but the problem is we're overeating that for our temple, and we're not operating. Our thoughts are not clear. We're over drinking. We're not disciplined. We're not moving. We're not burning off the sugars, which is making a lot of people diabetic. During 2020, most of the deaths were diabetic deaths. Okay? So you got to be careful about how these people put things and numbers out there and statistics out there, okay? But I wanted to show you that really quick. Okay? Yeah, so we're gonna stick on God's diet tonight, so that we can make it through to be able to have strength to fight against these vampires. Now, we have to fight the spiritual fight first. But you have to physically eat something to even be able to fight spiritually, because you're going to be dead if you can't fight. If you don't eat nothing, you can't fight nothing spiritual, because you're dead. I'm just telling you, if your purpose is to be living, you got to eat. Okay? So, yeah, I wanted to put that out there really quick. Let us go into some other videos here. I want you to take a look at this really quick. One second. I want to show you a beautiful thing somebody put together. Check it out. Fair use, educational purposes only. Beautiful thing somebody put together here. Look at how similar that gut and that brain is. Look at how similar they are. That's why some people will say that we have two brains almost, right? And how I learned years ago when I was in Egypt that any good doctor is going to start in the gut. Okay? Any good doctor is going to start in the gut. We don't need we don't need no experts in the chat. We listen. The wisdom is coming already from the Holy Spirit. All right. There you go. Look at the brain gut axis. what you eat, what you put in your stomach here, right, is going to translate directly to how you think and who you are. That's why people say you are what you eat, because whatever you eat, that's how you're going to feel. The Most High told us, if you eat the blood that I told you not to eat in Leviticus, okay, that's what you will become. Esau, why you think Esau was so beastly? Why you think you see some of Esau just eating raw meat uncooked, and they tell you don't even eat red meat, and they eating it raw? I mean, they eat it raw. They want to. We have to cook the red meat. But I'm saying, they'll say, don't touch red meat. Red meat's bad for you. So they can eat it raw. They basically telling you, save some for me. Because they know the strength that you get from eating one of the number one meat in the world is beef and lamb. Excuse me. Right? And we're not talking about, I shouldn't have to say don't overeat, but a lot of people are not eating enough protein. And they're like, well, Elder, how am I going to be able to eat so much protein? Because you're used to the way that the food pyramid have taught you. You're used to the way the food pyramid have taught you. Don't eat butter. It's a saturated fat. Ramar was teaching you guys that, I think, a few weeks ago. No, there's people who go on extreme diets that I don't recommend, unless you just going to want to live like that forever. I personally deal with God's diet, but some people have things that transition them to be able to come back and eat God's diet, whether they're going doing vegetables or whether they're going on a carnivore. Those are extreme. But this woman have actually said out of her own mouth she healed her eczema from eating. She said she wasn't eating enough butter. She said when she started eating more butter, her skin got better. She said when she wasn't eating enough, her skin problems came back. And then you go in the Bible and you look at, well, the angels came down with Abraham and they were eating what? Raw milk, butter, okay, obviously your cheeses, whatever, your cream, okay, but they were eating butter and that beef, okay, and obviously they're going to have that bread there, okay. Check it out here. You see how it all works together? You got your hormones, all right, your cells, your tryptophan, all your amino acids, and how all of these things work together with the brain. Your neurotransmitters through protein. Let me tell you guys how important it is for that. We don't really eat enough protein. Anxiety is not a brain issue. It is a gut brain issue. You see that? So some people thinking like, oh, when you eat meat, that's not going to help the gut. Actually, it's going to help bring your fat down. It's going to help heal your body, your immune system with the amino acids that your body cannot produce. If you're lifting weights, if you're working, mowing the lawn, if you work a long day, it's going to help rejuvenate you far more than any vegetables can, just to tell you the truth. Okay, they taught us vegetables were first on the list. That's your fiber. Those are your vitamins and minerals. But they taught you was the first on the list. And they'll tell you a lot of times when you actually understand diet, to eat the most important thing on the plate first. Why do you think that lions, tigers, and beastly animals, they don't even go for the meat first? They go for the organs first, because in their world, that's more important for them. The meat part is the leftovers to the other lions and animals who couldn't deal with the organs. Now we really don't deal with eating organs too much like that, because we're not lions. We're not animals. We really try not to deal with filters. When you change a water filter, do you see how filthy it gets? So that's why beastly animals, carnivore animals, can actually eat these things. That's their part of cleaning the earth and keeping the earth clean from things like that. But we had to sacrifice the liver and things like that to the Most High. when you read in Leviticus? Are there beneficial things inside of that? Is it lawful? Of course it's lawful, but most of the time the Levites were not eating the organs like that. A lot of time, okay, we're not lions in that sense. We're lions when it comes to the spirit, okay, of our faith. But you know, they will eat the organs and leave that part, and we are opposite. We will eat the meat and give the organs to our dogs, because for a carnivore, the organs are more healthy. We are not carnivores. Okay, our bodies operate totally different. They can eat no vegetables and be totally fine because they're going to get everything they need from that. Everything is made to be and live a certain way. Just how a giraffe can eat total vegetables, and if you eat total vegetables, you're not going to be as tall as that giraffe is going to be. You're not going to be as strong as that gorilla is going to be, even though that gorilla is eating fruit and vegetables. You have two different makeups in your DNA. So stop comparing. The gorilla eats bananas. Eat too many bananas, you're going to be dealing with some gas. You're going to be dealing with too much potassium. That's just how it works. You got to eat 30 bananas to equate to a small piece of meat the Most High made. Just because you want to prove to people you shouldn't cook nothing and don't eat meat. All right? And then you turn yourself to the wrong doctrine. So we wanted to put that out there. All right. You can't really. Let me find another scripture for this. One second. Whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly. That is going to be Philippians 3:19. Really quick, short scripture. Philippians 3:19. Really simple. These are scriptures we may just overlook sometimes. Okay. It says, let's go to 18. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are enemies of the cross, whose end is destruction, whose God is their bellies, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. So you have some people who are gluttons when it comes to what we're talking about, who are overboard. Who all they do is just, you know what I mean, just eat like beasts. Just, you know what I mean? That's an issue for us right now. Remember I showed you guys, I don't know where I can find it, but I have not been able to find it. It will not show me it for some reason. The movie Branded. All right. Let me see if I can get images of it. Basically, every time someone would go, check it out. They won't show the movie here. Every time someone would come from these restaurants, check it out. Every time someone would actually go, is it going to make it bigger for me or no? One moment. Every time someone would go to these restaurants, while that's loading, they would come out with a clown on them, which really represents demons or parasites. That's what would happen. So I'm trying to pull that up. I was trying to make it bigger for you guys. I don't know why. One moment. Here you see sorry about that, pressing stuff all over the place. Here you see a little boy going there to get a Happy Meal. His father, he was having baby mama drama and issues, and his I think the girlfriend was taking him sometimes to these restaurants, these fast food chains. Now, mind you, how they call them fast food chains. One, what is fast food? Anything fast have not been thoroughly taken the time out to appreciate what it took to plant, to grow, the whole process. It's a fast food chain. Now they're all linked. Burger King, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, and I'm telling you, I don't eat from none of these places at all. Do what you want to do. Pizza Hut, Papa John's, all of these are the fast food chains, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. Coca-Cola, all of these things represent fast food. Okay? You see me, if I need soda, I got probiotic soda made at home, or the one that's organic from the grocery store or something. And it fizzes and everything. Tastes just like Hawaiian Punch, but natural. Okay, I got grapes in that thing. I got dark grapes in that thing. It may have a little kiwi. It may have a little whatever. All types of fruit. Peach. So they came out, and they would always have demons on them. They would always have demons on them. So the more they ate, the more demons. The more they ate, so that demon is coming out of his spinal cord, pretty much, out of his whole body. All right, and I'm telling you guys, these are the vampires who are sucking us dry. And then they show this part here. Well, these things were really, they turned to giants, like giant parasitic demons. Let me see if I can get a better picture. I'm trying to take my time, but I really want to find it. Yeah, this picture here. They were really demons the whole time. Look at all of that. All of these things that were in these people were parasitic demons. And look, now they dealing with something that looks like a dinosaur, all that. These are big parasite demonic things. Okay? So this is what happens with us. We want to endure to the end, but we still want to live that other life. Okay, well, guess what? The vampire empire gonna suck you dry on every level. They don't even have to put their fangs in you. They're doing it in all types of different type of warfare ways. Okay, so this movie, let me tell you, they're not showing it here, but it was a pretty powerful movie. They had a whole red bull calf that was getting sacrificed on there and everything, guys. That movie was something else. It was a weird zone. It was a whole weird zone. Now look at this character here I'm going to show you. Because some people had about 30 clowns popping out of them. Right? Look at this guy here. Look at that parasitic demon out of him. Huh? I'm not worried about the comments and all that. Listen, I'm a spiritual man. I know exactly what's going on when I saw that movie. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. Might want to get out of these restaurants. I mean, these fast food restaurants, excuse me. You have some restaurants that are good. You just have to know which ones to go to, obviously. So I wanted to put that out there really quick before we go forward. Okay. Taking my time here so I can get all my links. Now, there's a lot of diseases out there that people don't know that either came from getting stuck with vaccines when we were small, allegedly. There's even something about having pets when a child is very young, under the age of 5. There's multiple reports out there that if that pet is not dewormed, if the people are not getting dewormed, there's something that can affect the child at a very early age, especially people who like to let the dogs kiss them in the mouth and all that. I'm just telling you, I had dogs for a long time. I can train dogs. I can do all that. Right now, it's not in my priorities. I really don't, And guess what? It's a big difference when you actually train your animal. If you pay a few $1,000s, not that you have to do it, but trust me when I say it's night and day. When you actually pay money to train an animal, it's night and day. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's like having a robot. It's two different worlds. I've had you understand the ones that I've trained myself, but then when I'm talking about properly trained, totally different situation. Okay? So you don't have to do what I'm saying. I'm just saying this is the truth. This is a fact of what I'm saying.
School,
it's not to make people feel bad because they have dogs in the house and cats. You guys can do what you want to do. I got cats and animals and cows. You think I can't get parasites from some of these animals and having to deal with their dung and gardening? When you garden, you can get parasites. That's not what I'm saying. I'm teaching you tonight what to do, how to do it, how to keep yourself equipped, and everything. And maybe you look at your situation to see, hey, maybe should I retract from this? Should I stay back from this? Should I do this or should I do that? That's what this is about. Because if not, you're going to be in their hands. You're going to be at the behest of these vampires in this empire. Their job is to take you, being that brick, a part of this temple in this kingdom of heaven, is to take you out and let you crumble as a brick to where you can't even be put back together like a clay pot.
This
Fair
years
use.
ago, and I thought, how weird is that? That if you have a lap dog before the age of 5, you have an increased risk of developing multiple sclerosis. Now, why would that be? I mean, if we think this is an autoimmune disease, which doctors today will still tell you that they don't know, it's immunologic, it's blah, blah, blah. Why would that be a statistic that they can identify? Well, because when you're less than 5 years old and your blood-brain barrier is not completely formed, the things that keep toxins in the bloodstream from infecting our thinking capabilities. So, but under 5, that's not completely formed. So if you have a lap dog that's on your lap licking the kid's face, those parasites that he's giving you now don't just they can get into the spinal axis. Okay, but if you're
scary.
20, if you're 20, it is scary. And I'll tell you, the CDC knew this. The CDC in their back pages, when were they going to tell us this, says over 45% of Americans have toxoplasmosis and in the brain.
Fair use.
Including in the brain.
Cats?
From cats. Yeah. And they made it think like it was only for pregnant women. No. It turns out that's associated with personality disorders, psychiatric conditions. I mean, depression. Think about all the things we're treating with big pharma. So all those diseases we've been treating with lots of big expensive pharmaceutical drugs. Right? In medical school, I was told.
Right. So listen, guys. We're bringing it out tonight. We are bringing it out tonight. Okay. So, Kingdom of Heaven, Vampire Empire. Let me play a little something for the break really quick. All right, and then we're going to get to it. Let me play a little something for the break really quick, and then we're going to get to it. 1 second. Let me play some for the break really quick. Fair use, educational purposes only. Gonna play one of my Benjamite brothers today. We're gonna do it like that today. Alright. And I'll be right back. Okay. 1 second. This is Brother Zamar. All right. I think he's from the Trinidad body. So we're going to play him right now. Yes, indeed. Fair use educational purposes only.
Oh, well, oh, boy. La, 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 la. Oh, boy, boy, boy. La, 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 la. Yeah, 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 yeah. Might not be as beautiful as the trees, the highest good to me. Might not be as red as one of these, the highest good to me. I have no pain in my body, a highest good to me. I have no pain in my body, a highest good to me. He could you've been so good to me. He could as far as the eye can see. He could there be no pain in my body. He could a highest good to me. Power of creation, you've been so good to me. Lover of my soul, I'm so thankful for life. No matter my burden, nothing can dampen my vibe. My foundation is really strong. The faith in you to carry on. Might not be as beautiful as the trees, the highest good to me. Might not be as red as one of these, the highest good to me. I have no pain in my body, a highest good to me. I have no pain in my body, a highest good to me. He could you've been so good to me. He could as far as the eye can see. He could there be no pain in my body. He could a highest good to me. You might feel down and all alone. Lift up your chin, my friend. You need to take control. Happiness come from within. Don't you worry about the things that you've been through, things that will fade away. Instead, you count your blessings and give thanks and praise. Might not be as beautiful as the trees, the highest good to me. Might not be as red as one of these, the highest good to me. I have no pain in my body, the highest good to me. I have no pain in my body, the highest good to me. He could you've been so good to me. He could as far as the eye can see. He could there be no pain in my body. He could a highest good to me. Oh well, oh boy. La 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 la. Oh ba ba ba. La 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 la. We go praise the Most High. We go praise, give Him praise. All the day of my life, all the days of my life. Might not be as beautiful as the trees, might not be as red as one of these. Yeah. I have no pain in my body. I have no pain in my body. Praise the Most High.
I have no pain in my body. That's how we all want to be. Huh? We got to thank the Most High for the things that He's been good to us for, instead of putting more burdens on ourselves. So that's another thing that you understand that I want to talk about when it comes to stress. Because, right? 1 second. When it talks about stress, okay? let me see here. We got Ciroc 30 and 24. Yeah, I got a few ones. 1 second. Ciroc 31 and 2. So let me go to Ciroc 31 and 2 first. I want to talk about stress too. That boy said I had no pain in my body. Yes, indeed. That's how we want to be, don't we? Let me get that Kate. One second, guys. I'm getting it for you. No, hold on now. We need that KJV. Stop playing with me. KJV is what we're getting now. Now, and I want to say this too. One second. When you guys see me playing people on the show, this is not that I don't want to play your song. I'm led by the Spirit. I'm not, it's so many musicians, I had to slow down because people sending me emails and I was like, listen, I get it. You get excited. It's going to happen on the Most High's time. I just thought that through the Spirit. And not only that, I asked Elder Gaja, was the brother all good? So, I saw the brother for a long time on there. I didn't play a song for years that I've been on this show. So people send me stuff all the time. Some stuff is whack. I'm not going to lie to you. Some stuff is okay. Some stuff is good, very good. Some people, sometimes their stuff is very good, and then they're misbehaving in the church under the leaders. I'm definitely not going to play that. You know what I mean? You'll have people who does music, people send me them, they're not a part of our church. I definitely am not going to deny that talent, but I'm not going to really get into that because we went into Egypt before and we had people who were there with us and they were not really affiliated with us, but that's what they were saying. They had their own little crew, and guess what? Nothing wrong with those brothers. I mean, they were young. They call themselves the truth seekers, whatever. They were seeking the truth. They were young. This was a very beautiful movement, but there's certain things that as men of the Most High, we did not want to do in the place where we were laying our heads, meaning going out there with cameras. Hey, we're out here in Egypt and doing this and doing that and getting us in trouble with authorities. So personally, when you guys are sending me people who's, I don't care how much bars they can rap. To me personally, one, I can rap bars. I'm a ghostwriter. I'm going to rap bars. I rapped so fast when it wasn't in style to rap fast, and then I stopped doing it because I knew people were doing it to show up. I've been doing that since a kid. So, for me, talent for the children of Israel, that's going to come and go. That's just normal for me. It's not something I'm going to worship somebody because of their talent. I'm going to worship the Father. But, I said that to say, sometimes people sending me artists, and I'm like, personally, this person is a little arrogant. You know what I mean? And they think that they're leading and doing something because of their music and trying to run churches and all that. Godspeed. That's all I can say. Every man, sometimes they go through their own little thing. But you don't have to send that to me and then you get mad at me because I don't want to. Hey, I'm really not into things like that. I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm cut from principles, the principles of life and the principles of Christ. Period. So. Why am I saying all of this? I put this brother up there today, and usually people will rush to this brother and try to say, oh, let me do a song with you, let me do a song with you. Once again, crab in a bucket mentality. Not that that's bad to do it, but I'm saying be led by the Spirit. Because then you got this brother, because he got a song played on my show, and if he's a young brother thinking he famous, and not that this brother's gonna do that, because he's a humble brother, right? And God had told me he's good. So, but and you know, our people, I show somebody hot or doing something, and it's like, oh yeah, I got a song with such and such. That's really not the right way to do things. That's all I'm saying. It's just not the right. Like, we have the crab in the bucket mentality. Elder play him, maybe he'll play my song if I got on a song. But no, you won't be recognized in my eyes, because guess what? Vainglory is not even recognized by the Most High. It's recognized and then it's put down. I could have played my own song right now. This is my show. But I said, you know, let me play one of the brothers, a humble brother who's in good, you understand, standing with his leader. So, you know, for the music, for me, for the truth, sometimes a little annoying. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just the spirit. You got to be true and humble with this thing sometimes, and not be like trying to get fame that you was not even getting in the world. Just be patient, okay? It's just be led by the Spirit, okay? So that's just all I'm saying. And even if it's not him, and if it's somebody else, just be led by the Spirit. All right? Because then that's how you get yourselves cross-haired in trouble. All right? People travel to countries. They say, I'm down with GOCC. They get in trouble with authorities because we're cool with people. But listen, we ain't down with getting in trouble because we have to finish and endure. So we're mature men. We have to finish the mission for the Most High. That's all I'm saying, right? So let's do everything in decency and order. And my brother out there, I forget your name, but don't just, I mean, you sound like Bob Marley, man. You're a great artist. Don't just do anything with somebody because they're in the truth. Because some people, I'm sorry to tell you, it's trash. Some people are doing it for vainglory, and don't mess up your talent with doing things with people just because they're in the truth whose music is below yours. I'm just telling you the truth. Just because a person is in the truth don't mean that they go hard or they're good at music. And not just music or anything else. You have to work. We have to go back to the days where you had to work to be good at something, to be known for something. And it's just known because you are actually good at it. And if you want to become good at something, be willing to go through the process of that. That's all I'm saying. Please. We got the name of the Most High. We were taken by the devil with music. Right? To where even some people, they like, man, I remember that song. It still go hard. So you're going to have a level of expertise and professionalism on a whole nother level to compete with that worldly music. Not just you hop on the beat and your stuff ain't mixed right, it's trash, and then you trying to compete with the devil. You can't compete. You would have been less than a local artist, or a local artist not going to be famous with this type of music, and that's taking the Most High's name in vain. If you ain't hard with your stuff, and yeah, anybody can say who can be the judge, but let's be honest. We should know by now who can be the judge of certain things. So just ask people who are not going to just tell you what you want to hear. I'm just saying. And everybody can have a track that they don't like or so. I'm just saying, just be careful, please. Oh, man. Let's get back to it. All right. So, we wanted to go to 31 and 2, right? About stress. Let me bring this view back here. So we wanted to go here about stress. Because stress is another killer that will take you out of the game that these people want you to stress about. How do they do that? They promote a lot of fear. They promote a lot of fear and they push fear. And I'm noticing a lot of Edomites pushing fear. A lot of Edomites are pushing fear. Oh my goodness, they're going to do this. They're going to do this on July 4th. You know how many years we've been hearing they're going to do this and do that? You know how much news I used to share with Yarack, Ramar, Elder Ricard, Lawyer for years, to where it's not that things are not going to happen, but it came to the point to where it's like, I can't focus and worry about every little news and things that comes out. I have to focus about what Christ said. So sometimes I personally don't even want to even hear Esau be more afraid than us now. I'm going to tell you, Jake be dancing, doing line dances like they showing on social media while the world is ending. Not that they should be doing that. But it's to the point to where you like, hold up, Esau, I thought you wasn't afraid of nothing. Yeah, they're going to be doing this bill and this law. Listen, I'm too much not worried about it on that level. I am planning, I am following the scriptures. We're prepping and doing what we need to do, but it's not to the point to where it's going to cause stress to where we can't even enjoy the time we have on earth and live. Okay, so let's read the scripture when it comes to Ecclesiasticus 31. Okay, we don't want to have the spirit that we don't care, but in life, you don't want to have your family's mess on you. You know, you're worrying about basically things you can't control. Control what you can control. And the best way Christ told us, you don't think I feed you better than the birds? Look, he's like, look at the birds in the field, in the sky, the fowls of the air. Are you not more important than these? Meaning, live below your means, appreciate food, shelter, and raiment, and you will leave yourself a little room if you have a mistake, or you lose your job or something. You got money saved up until you can find another one. But if you always live above your means and you call that faith, it may be a little foolishness. It's nothing wrong with crawling before you walk. Every building has to get built from the foundation. You can't start building a building from the top. You can't build your house on sand like Christ said, right? So don't let any of these things that we just spoke about stress you, because if you don't have $1 million, $2 million, whatever it takes to take care of people's problems, which money don't solve these problems anyway, it's really people's spirits, you're going to stress yourself out. And husbands, if you have women who have family who have drama, women, if you have husbands who have drama in their family, y'all can't let your family's drama, relationships, troubles, make your relationship struggle. Man shall leave his mother and his father and cleave to his own husband and wife. Not that you can't help and assist, but what I'm saying is you have to be wise. What did the scripture says? If you give what you really don't have or need, you will be asking for it right back. And we are givers as a people. We are givers. We are givers with nothing. We will give our last, a lot of us. I believe that the children of Israel, most of the children of Israel, the people who are in their right mind and who were raised somewhat right, they are givers of their last. I remember me, I used to be like, man, I give my last. And that was foolish. Because giving my last, I gave my last to a lot of people who wasn't trying to give their first. Okay? They would try to give first, last, or middle. Okay? And listen, they weren't trying to owe you nothing. They ready to fight you if you asked for it back, if they agreed that they were going to pay you back. I'm just saying. So let's read Ecclesiasticus 31. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof drive away sleep. So even though a person is doing good, but if they're so worried, live below your means. You don't have to worry about riches. You will slowly build upon your riches, which is very honorable, because things that don't take time, shortcuts, there are really no shortcuts. Every shortcut becomes a long way. If you want the fast riches, you know how that comes: to street life, drugs, crime, selling your soul, and everything above, stripping, pimping, all of these things. You start to worry about money so much, and then when you finally have money, you still feel like now you don't have enough money, and you want to have power now. And you think you're not stressing, but your mind is totally focused on that and not the Most High. So that's a stress, not even knowing you're stressing and worrying. Because now you're trying, what worry is that? Keeping up a false image that you are somebody when you're not. God is somebody. Our Creator is somebody. You're nothing. He don't have to get down and go hustle and do. No, he sit on that throne and reign forever. You got to go out and do these things to keep your image on point. That's why we have to ask ourselves, who are we without materials? You have to decide this first so that you don't cause stress to yourself. Being grateful for the food, shelter, and raiment the Most High was talking about. If you are thankful to him, you're not worried about what's going on out there. He who loves the world don't love the Father. Once you love these things that he said, everything else don't matter. He will bless you with it, and you're not stressing over it, because if you lose it, it don't matter. If you have to leave it, it don't matter. So stress is a big one we have to be careful for. It comes, you understand, with gut issues. Once it hits the gut, you know when you got the butterfly feeling, you think something bad is about to happen, you get nervous. Where do you feel it? You feel it in your gut. And where does it transfer from the gut? In the brain. The brain and the gut is together. You got that feeling in the gut, it's going to send a signal to the brain. You don't want to eat. I know I get like that. Listen, somebody pisses me off or something's going on or some stress try to happen. I'm not hungry. Lose the appetite. So the brain and the gut is together. So then I have to say, okay, how am I going to solve this issue before I get back normal? Somebody passes away. Somebody's going through something. Sometimes we all get like that. We try to. But then you have to call yourself back and say, you know what? Pray to the Father. I can't let this worry me because I'm only one man. I can only handle what I can handle. So the best way I've learned to live below your means, we have a lot of wants. Okay, we have to really drive the wants back and put needs first, and we have to build upon the wants. There's nothing wrong with a want as long as it's a godly, honorable want. But we have to really live off of the needs, right? Let that be our foundation and build off of that. Let's go to verse 2. Because we know that riches can stress you out and drive away your sleep. Let me tell you, it's to happen to me. I used to sell stuff. I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to make sure I get that sale. It drove away sleep. So when I read the scripture, I'm like, whoa, I didn't want to miss no money, because guess what? It came to a point to where in my mind, I thought I needed that to survive, because I had wants. I had a certain image to live up to because I was rapping, had my record label. I had to have my money. But all of that things don't matter to the Most High. I'm waking up, people knocking on the door 2 a.m. I'm trying to get my sale. I'm telling this dude, listen, why don't you just get 2 or 3 of them instead of coming back? He like, nah, this is going to be my last one. Then he come back 2, 3 more times. So I've lived in this sin, in this stupidity, in this foolishness. Okay? And then everything that you earn, you thought you were stressed worrying about it in that time. All your money go back to your lawyers and your lawyer court fees. And all the little money you made is gone. See? You got bad relationships you're stressing. So that's why Christ said you have to be like the children to get in the kingdom, because children forgive. We don't have forgiveness. So all of these things, let me tell you, diet. You don't exercise. You wondering why you have gut issues. Well, Elder, I can't even get up. Okay. This is what we can do to help you out so you can get lighter. You need to change your diet and eat more protein. Your protein will, if you had anything left in you to move, the protein will be the thing to help you. The protein and the fats. The carbs is making you large, and the protein is making you lean, baby. They're telling you the truth. And on top of that, you got to have a little probiotics in your system. Every day. Let me tell you, make it a lifestyle. Because if you don't, these vampires in this empire, they will suck you dry. They got heavy metals in the sky. Let me tell you, they got unclean water, fluoride in the system. And then you got RFK telling you, I'm going to take all the red dye, blue dye, 40-30 up out of the system. And then he tell you wear a diabetes little digital thing to read about your diabetes. And there's nothing wrong with that if you have to do that. But what I'm saying is, he's now transitioning you into digital robotics and artificial intelligence to lead you into the market of the beast. So he done sold you from the tree of good and evil. Why? Because you're not disciplined, taking care of yourself. Or maybe you just fell on this as an accident, or you had a hard time and you failed. Whatever the case may be, you're gonna be strong, you're gonna be weak, you're gonna be knowledgeable. You got to choose one of these things you're gonna do, right? Verse 2 says, watching care will not let a man slumber, as a sore disease breaketh the sleep. Look at that. Huh? You see that? So this type of mindset of worrying will eventually take you out. Let's go to the next one here before we go into our next video. Sirach 30 and 24. We'll go there, 30 and 24, really quick. We're just jumping around, then we're going to get our next article here. Sisters, brothers, can't be Jezebel, can't be Judas or Judah. They said his name in the Greek, but his name was Judah. If you want to be quite real, I just have to keep it real. I mean, we love to throw around Judah, but Judah was a modern day nigga. Brother hating on brother. Cain against Abel. Huh? Cain was mad because Abel was able to get his sacrifice received. Huh? So, Ecclesiasticus 30 and 22. Well, you know what? Let's go to 21. Thank you, Elder Dale. I apologize about that. I'm all over. I seen that scripture part. I want to go there first. Let me bring this down a little bit here, actually. So it says, give not over thy mind to heaviness. Don't give your mind over to stress. Meaning you're going to have to start. You're going to have to start. One, stop telling people what you're doing with your plans, because now you're forced to live up to them, even when life has its ups and downs. Me and my wife talk about that a lot. Okay, you're forced to live up to them, so when people see you fail, they look down on your. I thought you was gonna do this. Some people say that because they want to see you fail. So you've caused a stress to yourself you didn't have to, because if you don't say it, you didn't have to do it at a certain time because nobody's worried about it. On top of that, spiritual demons get in front of your way to try to stop that too, on top of people. You got the demons that's in the air. You got the demons that's in people who's jealous. So don't give your mind over to heaviness, meaning if you can't solve a person's problem, why are you stressing? Stress less. Huh? You can't solve your whole family's problem. That's why I went around my family and said, listen, everybody better make sure you got life insurance. I'm not going to be able to afford all to pay for all your death. I truly love y'all, but it can't be every time a black person dies, fumbling over my words, that the person who's making money is the person who they looking towards. Obviously, that person is going to want to buy some flowers, want to chip in something. Let them do that on their own. But you can't expect, because you want to smoke a little tweed, a little weed, a little dope, a little crack, a little cocaine, a little meth, a little heroin, a little flakka. You want to do all of that. You want to fornicate. You want to jump off a bridge. Why should my pockets get empty because of you? I'm not heartless, man. I'm not heartless. But you ain't taking no money out of my kid's mouth if I don't have it. I learned that way when I did have it, and I lost it a lot of times for people who probably didn't deserve it. But guess what? I wasn't the person to go around thinking who should deserve, who not. I was just trying to do what I thought a good Christian would do. I brung people in my house, they threatened to kill me. I gave them everything. They look down on me and they hate on me. Really, they hating on me because they know I know their secrets. That I'm not even that type of man. Because I thought we just all helping each other, trying to get each other, from point A to point B, get each other out the mud. But they know that I helped them, so in their mind, because I helped them, they looking down on me now. Does that even make any sense? Does that even make any sense? I had to be in the boat like you. I only had sometimes $10 for the week for gas. And hoping I make it to work before my paycheck come and my gas tank is on E. I had to sleep in my car before. I had to budget my money. I wanted things that I couldn't get when I didn't have the money. I've been like that, so I'm not better than you. But when I do have it and I'm able to give it, now I'm a bad person. So people have seen me and others through the ups and the downs and still be the same people, But then they turn to the jealous hater. And guess what? A lot of those people never really overcome their obstacles and their tests because they're so focused on others and what they're thinking about them. So you can't solve every issue, man. When I look back, I'm like, man, there's a lot of things I could have did different. I was just trying to help people like the Indians try to help Esau, which put the Indians or Gadites, which the Most High calls them, in a worse position. And then when you think about who you should help, now you're a bad person or you think you're better than people, and then they try to come and take what you have, especially in these times. So I said all this to say, okay, it's not the vampire empire. It's not just the people at the top ruling. They cause others who's hurting and going through things to become a part of these vampires. So it's like they have gotten bitten too. These are the people who are going to be enemies to you. They of your own family and kinsmen, like Christ said. Those will be the people to betray you because you finally getting wise and learning how to do things. You're trying to be able to continue to give like Abraham. They won't even. I remember back in the days I used to say this. I have to be able to continue to make money to build something to be able to continue to give. If I never get to that point, I'm going to be broke and can't give to nobody. And I'm not making money just to have to give. I want to give anyway. I want to help where I can. But I realize when I mature that money can't solve every problem. People just crazy out here. Uneducated. Misinformed, ignorant, not willingly. Bad decisions with good intentions. So don't give your mind, like it says in verse 21, over to heaviness. And afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. Because what's going to happen is when we don't get counsel from wise men, wise women if you're sisters, right? And I will still go to some type of man. Still. Who you can trust is going to tell you the truth. Now you got stress from that. You're living in that stress from debt because making bad decisions. This happens to a lot of us. We try to come up, make new moves, and then like, dang, I would have been better off the way I was. But all you have to do is just learn from that. Because if you don't learn from it, you're going to burn from it. No, I don't mean in hell, but your pocket's gonna burn. Might as well. Okay? So verse 22 says, the gladness of the heart is the life of man. Now, if you're a person who don't give up, you'll go through things, right? And all of your trials, your tribulations, that's what you learn from to make you great. That's why when another young brother or sister comes along, you can't just give them anything. If they don't know what it took to work for anything, they will never understand or be great. And a lot of those people are the ones who eventually hate you, look down on you. Now you're in more stress, which is why the Most High said, give these only to the wise. If he thought that it was all about Israelites like some of you do, a lot of you, because we've been, in a captive mind state so long, we think it's just about being an Israelite. The Most High didn't even think that. That's why most of the Israelites is going to die. Not that we should wish that upon them or think we're better, but I'm saying, if it was all about Israelite, why is the Most High only taking a third from 10%? So we be telling y'all focus on people who can rap, sing. I don't care about that at all. And I don't think I'm better than them. I don't wish no harm to them, but I am focusing on what my purpose is. I'm not worrying about all the rest of this stuff. I have to finish. You see what I'm saying? He said, give these to the wise. Because if you gave it just to any Israelite, they're going to take it, and all the work that was done, they're going to turn it to naught. You leave your legacy to your child, for example. You put all of this work in for certain. Yeah. And you leave your money to children who they didn't learn in life how to appreciate because you spoiled them. Your legacy is gone on gambling, on strip club, on stupidity, on buying materialistic things, and they don't know how to continue to flip it. and make it multiply. They don't know how to let it be fruitful. That's what I'm saying. Everything is not about being mean and thinking you're better than someone. All of these things you have to think about so you don't stress. Okay? You can't, listen. You were not born to take care of another person's family. You were there to help, teach, guide, and if they want to work together and build Christ's kingdom, that's another thing, because they're working. But just for free, just because there's somebody, that, no. What are you doing to help on the front line? Who gonna be on the front line and not fight with the frontliners? Who gonna be on the front line and not fight with the frontliners? Do you think that the Lord gonna have that? What happened to the Lord? He said, listen, you better not even come to that war if you ain't ready to fight. He said, no scary people can come and fight my wars. So in life, the same way. You can't have nobody coming to you only in the good times. What did Paul say? Come together for the better and the worse. So that's the stress part of the lesson. That keeps us healthy. Don't cause things upon you that you can't control. Because the gladness of the heart is the life of man. So don't put extra burdens and worries that you don't need. I know that car is nice and you feel good driving that thing. But if you can't afford it and you have to live in it, just wait. Have another plan so that when you get a car, that car is nothing to you. Understand that a car is the worst investment if you ain't making money from it. But your problem is you stressing because of what people think when you hop out another car. That's just transportation. That's not going to be here one day. That's going to get old. Tire going to get flat. You got to change the oil. It's already getting old. And guess what else is getting old? That note you have to pay. Because you wanted to see how many people was looking at you when you was driving. That get old in about 3 months. So like I tell a lot of people, you want to feel good? Get on Turo for the weekend. Go to the beach. Go somewhere. Rent it for the weekend. Guess what? You don't got to pay for the maintenance. You got to pay for a little insurance for the rental for the day. But you drive and fly, just like the rappers. You go home to your normal situation, and guess what? You know what you're happy about? I didn't have to pay that note on that thing. And plus, for me, I don't really want nobody noticing me like that. Back in the days, I was young. I'm from Houston. You got to be slow, loud, and banging in Houston. I had to have a peanut butter seats. I had black and peanut butter rims, 22s, 24s. I had TV screens, all of my car speakers. Listen, it's like they taught you these worldly things to be seen. We swanging and banging in the street, cars in the line. You know how Slim Thug them do it now. That's what we used to do. All right, I'm young. I'm having diamonds everywhere. I mean, you know, I thought that was the life. It's not the life. I don't want to be seeing that. I'd rather nobody see me. You see? I need to be moving about like a ninja. I don't want to be seen. If it go down at any moment, I don't want to be nobody's target to get robbed, anything like that. See? Low key is the move. I want to act like I don't know how to fight. None of that. How you doing, sir? I do the East. I don't do the what's up no more. You know how we used to do what's up? I do the Esau joint. This is what I do. How you doing, sir? See? Because even when you try to be peaceful, some cats walk around. I don't stress myself around people. Let me tell you. I used to mug until you couldn't mug no more the next person and get ready to pull that pistol out on you. I was a crazy one. I ain't gonna lie. I stopped. I used to stop in front of the red light. White people see me and all of that. I come to you with that pistol back in the day. I stop all traffic just because that's how it go down in Houston. I learned that as a kid. But guess what? I stopped worrying myself about people because you can't fight the world. You can't fight the world. People used to try to ram my car, playing around with me till I get out with that pistol and I walk up to that back seat. Now they're like this. Oh yeah, you like that. White people looking like, oh my goodness. And it always was one of our people. You go to the gym, you trying to be humble. Just because a brother's pumping a few weights, he's feeling like he can fight. Muscles don't make you fight. They make you strong, but they don't make you fight. They make you healthy, but they don't make you fight. So it's a lot of men who don't even speak back and they arrogant. So I'm like, I did my part as a good godly citizen on earth. But they don't even know who the humble man who's walking among them, they have no clue who this person is. I'd rather keep it like that. I'd rather play possum and, how you doing, sir? I'd rather them think, yeah, that nigga weak. I would love for them to think that. I actually like for people to think that, so I can give them the element of surprise. Surprise! You see, when I don't wear cologne, I can smell my essential oil. Huh? Back in the day, we say you're gonna smell my cologne. I would put that heat to you and iron your clothes. That's what we used to say back in the day. But now you smell my essential oil because I'm a natural man. I'm a Christ walking man. See? You didn't, let me tell you. Look, people like, oh my goodness, my elders are crazy, man. I'm not. I am walking in Christ now. And I told my mama, I said, Mama, you know you ain't no good because I got all this crazy mess from you, watching you. I'm watching my mama, you know. I'm like, you know you ain't no good. I love you, but you know you ain't no good. You got me walking out here crazy. That part of your genetics ain't no good. But it got me through life. I should have been calm like my daddy. My daddy don't bother nobody. He don't bother nobody till you just come and mess with him. I got that in me too, but Lord have mercy. Right? And the reason, why am I saying all this in this joking manner? Because you realize you don't even have to take things so serious, man, because there's always somebody out there who can take you down, who's going to have more money than you, who's going to be so-called more handsome, pretty. You worry about the wrong things. Who's going to have a better car than you, who's going to have a better house. If you live your life for these things, you will have stress, bad health. You got people sitting there worried about, oh my goodness, I got a scratch in my Mercedes. I don't know what I'm going to do, Lord. You got people stressing about silly stuff. When it's people who don't have no food, no Pampers, no diapers for their babies. Right? You got people who be stressing about silly stuff, man. Because they're worrying about what somebody's thinking about them. I can't drive out there like this. I will drive a van and I will drive whatever. And listen, that don't take anything away from me. I know what I can get, what I can do. Sometimes even when you can afford something, you can gift yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with what I'm saying. I'm teaching you, don't add stress to yourself. From people, family members, friends, co-workers, you go to work, you're also going to have issues when you go to work. Every job is going to have a hater. It's designed that way. It's taskmasters, it's going to be haters. And like I told you guys, you have to find a way to keep stress from you. So I taught myself, go there, get your money, and come home to your family. There's always going to be a hater. Be nice to the hater. You know you can't stand their guts and you feel like choking them or smacking them up. But just be nice to them. It's working on yourself. You might gain somebody. Work as hard as you can. Be the best at your job. And now you're getting promoted. And now you gave them something to hate about. It's so many ways you can do this. But stress will cause you to have gut issues. An acidic environment in your body. Stress will turn your body acidic and it will slowly cause you to die. You start being negative, speaking negative things, hanging around negative people. You will slowly start to die. Because that water that the Most High created that's in your brain, the thoughts are right there and it's going to follow everything you say, baby. So when I hear people like, oh man, I'm old, I just get quiet. I'm like, oh yeah? I'm like, I'm young forever. Huh? I'm like my grandpa. My grandpa used to always have these little jokes. He's like, yeah, I'm 25. But it was just a joke. But the words he was speaking kept him in that vibrant spirit. See? Yeah. That's... you just... It's all about how you think, guys. The company you keep around you. Gladness of the heart or the mind is the life of the man. Keep your life simple. If you can add to it, that means you worked for it. If you can't add to it, be patient. Don't cause stress. Don't have new friends because you don't always need new friends in your life, especially in these times. They will slowly try to take from you. You don't even know who they are. You join a marriage with somebody. You have to slowly get to know these people because guess what? Sometimes you thought being single was bad. You get to marry somebody. Now you're looking like, huh? Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. Love your own soul and comfort your heart. Comfort your mind. You know you worked hard. It's okay to go out and have a little sugar today. You know how they be like, don't, you know, the sugar, it causes parasite. Let me tell you, I'm about to go get me an ice cream cone. But I'm not, the difference is, I'm not going to be over gluttonous with doing things. That's the difference. I'm not going to be over gluttonous to start a bad habit. I'm going to have me a little drink on the weekend. See? But I'm not going to over drink. Okay? Because you start to over drink, you start to over wink and overthink. When you over drink, you in the bar trying to over wink. Yep. At sisters and brothers trying to flirt, like the scripture says. And now you're overthinking because your thoughts is all over the place. And now you think people looking at you and you want to fight people. You over drink, you're going to over wink and overthink. And the next thing you know, you're going to be waking up from the floor, washing your face in the sink. Because you don't know what happened because you done fell out. You don't know if you got knocked out, fell out, whatever. And look, somebody say underthink. Yeah, they underthinking too. Love thine own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow and stress far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many. It turns your body acidic. It turns your body very toxic. I told you, when you think about the water in the scientific experiment that they showed, in a negative manner, speaking to it negative, the water turned filthy. The water is in your brain, it's flowing through your body. If you don't drink water, your blood, it ain't liquid. It ain't liquefied. You're dehydrating it. Blood in the water is life. See, I'm just telling you the truth. So if you're drinking more, if your body is made up, like this cup, for example, listen, you got most of the water you need. When you start drinking the wrong things, what happens is, when you're urinating, all of this stuff, it gets flushed out. You pushed it out. That's why they tell you, when you drink a cup of tea, cup of coffee, cup of whatever, you need to drink double the amount to push that out and bring that water back in. Because once you start to push all this life out, your mind is all over the place. You're dehydrated. You're aching. You're stressing because your hormones is unbalanced. Because you don't have life and your diet is horrible. Your company is horrible. Your thoughts, your words is negative. It's all horrible. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many, and there's no profit therein. You sitting here stressing, and every time somebody talk to you, how was your day? Oh, man. You telling everything negative at the job. You know what I go through a lot, and men go through, people go through in life. You don't hear me complain. I mean, I go through some stuff sometimes, like just that may try to knock me off my day. Oh, the cow got out. Dang. It ain't easy to wrestle a cow to get a cow in. That's gonna that might take a few hours. Oh, you got a flat. Oh, whatever. Oh, you got to get in the house and fix this. It may be all type of things that happens. You don't hear about them from me because I don't care about it. It's just another obstacle for the day that I'm going to fix, and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to get over it. It may take a matter of time, but it's going to happen. I'm not going to let that make me negative because guess what? Things could be worse. Make sure you hit that like button as you come in. Envy and wrath shorten life. So if you an envious person, jealous person, you're gonna start to look pale in the face. Guess what? Your organs is gonna start to hurt. Just like Gad, just like Reuben, all of them who hating on Joseph. Yeah. Let me tell you, you got some haters. You got some haters. Okay? You got some people, I can't stand her. I can't stand him. Then you have some people come up to you and they tell you, give you a good compliment, and people hear that, boy, they get angry. Because they ain't getting the compliment. All right. Envy and wrath shorten the life. So the Most High is telling you, if you envious of your brother, why you a hater, I'm going to shorten your life. I'm going to allow your life to be shortened. So if you know you a hater and you a proper hater, in all caps, hey, start trying to make it lowercase, and eventually let it get erased with the eraser. Because if you gonna stay a hater with a permanent proper marker, hey, you ain't no different than Cain. It's like you got the marker Cain on you. You're a permanent marker. Permanent mark. You're a target for the Most High. Set for destruction because you are envious and a hater. And you're trying to get attention that don't belong to you. The Most High gonna tell you who he gonna give glory to who he wanted to. Because those people who he's giving glory to, they don't want glory. They're glorifying him. Okay? And carefulness bring it forth age before the time. You got people who, they worry so much if something gonna happen. I'm not worrying about when Esau is always talking about, oh my goodness, you know they're doing this, they're doing that. If I give y'all news, I'm giving you news to prepare just to show you what's going on. But sometimes Esau go too deep. Oh my goodness, they're going to do this and do this. We got to come together. You want to come together now. How about let's come together and you allow me to get your hookup how you get some of these loans. I need you to give me the hookup on how to get some of these business loans out there. Let's come together in that first. Don't try to tell me to come together because the end of the world means the end of your forefathers' kingdom. Huh? Let me come and spend the night in that big old house you got. Huh? So when you hear Esau coming on social media trying to get you scared and worried, Christ already told us what needs to happen and what's going to happen. Right? So you have a lot of conspiracy theories or people who's trying to bring truth, and they mean well, but they need to be checked too. Your forefathers is the one who messed this earth up. Yes, I'm going to tell you something too. My forefathers put me in this position, but your forefathers were supposed to be our belt, and they went too far. So you need to go holler at them. Don't be trying to holler talking about we all need to come together. You can come together in Christ because we already about to rule. I'm not worried about what Esau's kingdom is about to fall. You really want to help before this thing is over? Help us with our plight and our situation. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, you just like that rich man who came to Christ then. Get up out of here. I don't want to hear your fear. You want us to clean up your mess so you can continue to live fat on the earth. Get up out of here. I'm not trying to hear what they saying just to be nice to them just because. I'm not stupid. They wouldn't be worrying about nothing if we was down. You understand? And guess what? Because their food is getting destroyed now too. Their air, they got to breathe the same air we breathe now. They got to have us around. It's immigrants coming in. They have to be involved, right, with all of these things that are coming too. It's hitting the whole earth. So now they want help. And I'm all for it as long as they come to Christ and understand, listen, y'all not ruling in this kingdom. You're gonna be good, but you're not ruling in this kingdom. As a matter of fact, we already know what's going on. Do you want to hop down and join this? Because politically, we ain't solving nothing. So you're not finna get up in my mind and worry me because you still got money and plane tickets and insurance and you got all type of investments that a lot of my people don't have. So you can say let's come together, but you still good. So guess what? Instead of me worrying, I'll worry about how to do what's right for my God to help me get out of this situation. Period. Right? Envy and wrath shorten the life, and carefulness bringing age before time. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. What does that mean? A person with a clear mind is not a glutton. He understands what I'm saying about the godly diet, but he's not eating like he's on the Game of Thrones. This is not a literal mess hall. If you overeat, if you overdrink, even if, I'm not just talking about alcohol. If you overdrink, you still feeling too full. It's too much. Your stomach is not that big. The stomach is up here. A lot of people think the stomach is down here. No, that's where stuff is supposed to get released and it's stuck. So you're not moving enough. You're not jumping enough. We're going to talk about that. This, right? So let's talk about that really quick. The sedentary debt syndrome. Fair use. People just stagnant. All right. So we have Dr. Von der Wright here. Okay, posted by another person here. I want you to listen to it. Fair use, educational purposes only.
Things like mobility is medicine, movement is medicine. It's because there is this phenomenon, and I wish I had made this up, called sedentary death syndrome. It is the 33 chronic diseases that kill us in this country. It's everything you've thought of. Heart disease, brain disease, stroke, diabetes. All of those 33 chronic diseases that people die of are directly treated by moving. Because if you have high blood pressure, you'll take a pill for that. If you have cardiac disease, you'll take a pill for that. If you have dementia, you could take a pill for that. One pill, moving your body, is the medicine that positively affects them all. I say things like mobility is...
What am I saying? The things that we used to do when we were in elementary and middle school, we stopped doing them, and that's when we started to become sick. Not just because you got old. All right? There's people who was out there doing pull-ups, push-ups, and doing all of these things, and guess what? They're just fine. Even if they're eating some things that's not in the Levitical diet of the Most High, they're still better off than you eating healthy. Because you're eating healthy, you don't understand the nutrition. It's not the same as the old days. So you still want to try to heat that blood up, exercise, help that gut. It's all inclusive. It's all inclusive. One second here. Bodily exercise. What do they say about it? Let me get it. Let me get it. 1 Timothy. All right, let me get these two scriptures for you guys in my notes here. Pay attention to my notes right here. For bodily exercise, it's 1 Timothy 4:8. For bodily exercise profited little, but godliness is profitable unto all things. Okay? Having promise of life that now is and that which is to come. We just spoke about that. We spoke about the stress, the mindset. Okay? And we're also talking about bodily exercise. So this is misunderstood. It doesn't dismiss exercise. It says the bodily discipline has value, but spiritual health is even greater worth. So a lot of people, the Bible says I shouldn't focus on exercise. No, you are taking that totally wrong. Listen, that's how powerful the Bible is. It's so powerful to show you how much more powerful the Spirit is. And somebody can say that you shouldn't exercise. Are you kidding me? And exercise is something that makes people live long. Skeletal muscle. I have a few books right here. One of them is Forever Strong by Dr. Gabriel Lyon. Dr. Gabriel Lyon, a new science-based strategy for aging well. How to reboot your body to burn fat, fight heart disease, reverse diabetes, stay sharp, build muscle, and boost energy. Okay? Dr. Lyon is my go-to for all things protein and muscle. This book truly has a wealth of incredible information. Now, this book talks about skeletal muscle and fitness. I'll read some on the back. Okay? Lane Norton, PhD, author of Fat Loss Forever. Dr. Lyon focuses on skeletal muscle, perhaps the most important organ for longevity, fitness, and health. She asks the question, what if we stop focusing on losing fat and concentrated on building muscle instead? It is a question that should merit serious consideration if we want to improve our health at a population level. This book is a great read. It talks about protein. I was one of those kids who thought that I didn't need protein just because I had a great body. I mean, I could do anything and have a powerful core, powerful metabolism. I could eat cookies upon cookies and sweets and snacks. And you know, I had to mature. That guess what? When you get over 35, your metabolism slows down a little bit. So it's not easy to keep that core. Okay, so the protein, like I tell you guys, makes you lean, and the carbs will make you large. We're really eating too much carbs. We really have to. I love the soul food diet, but it has to be a weekend diet. For me, I carb up on the weekends, knowing that I'm going to burn it off through the weekdays. Okay, that's when I may drink a little wine on the weekends, because the weekends I'm really totally protein, a few fats or whatever the case may be. One moment here. One moment. Please. One moment. I don't know why this is doing this. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, we back. Had some technical difficulties. My screen in the front that I look at and I read from was malfunctioning some type of way. We are back. Okay. Sorry about that. Lord have mercy. I was like, what's going on with this thing? So, we are back. Let's get back to it. So, we were talking about protein. Makes you lean and carbs make you large. And I was talking about how I personally, you don't even have to do that. I mean, some people like to have a glass of wine a night. It's very healthy to do such a thing. But any of you know who take lifting serious, the alcohol, especially the alcohol out there. Let me teach you guys something about the wine. There's a lot of dyes in there. It's not really the sulfites that's really messing people up alone, come to find out. They have a lot of it's clarified with pork. I'm not trying to mess you guys up. Wine is still lawful, but just do your research on a good wine. It's not just about organic either. Even in organic wines, unfortunately, there's dyes and a lot of different things. I have a place out here in Houston they call Imperial Wine. These white guys there, very good guys, they have all living wine. All of it's all living. It's like there's nothing in there that's not living. So there's a lot of companies out there that actually has living wine. But even with that, you still don't want to overdrink, even though the alcohol is like very low. So I just want to put that out there to educate you guys. You can get you a living wine, okay? Because alcohol, when you're lifting weights, it messes up your nerves. It dehydrates you. So every time I've noticed throughout the years me doing it, I would always, every time it was shoulder day or chest day, I would always pull a muscle in some part of my body every single time. And I noticed, I said, man, it would either be the caffeine from the coffee who dehydrated me because I used to take it as a pre-workout, or it would be the wine. So obviously I was also lacking certain minerals, but it's just something about the alcohol through the weekday. I'm like, nah, I take my training serious, and it even brings the strength down. It brings the testosterone down. So that's why I tell you guys, make sure you take your Ultra test every morning. It's three pills every morning. It's all herbal. You take it every morning. You keep that level up. This is very important. Making sure you're on your magnesium, because that's one of the number one supplements that people are not taking. If you don't like to take the capsules, we do have a magnesium powder, and we're coming out with one more magnesium. We'll have all the different types of magnesium on the site. Okay, this is very important. So, just want to put that out there really quick. Another book I have here, I'm going to go into. It's called one that Elder brought out a while back, Demonology by King James. I'm going to go into this really quick. The Medical Apartheid, very good book by Harriet A. Washington, talking about basically the war against, you understand, blacks when it comes to the medical system. The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on the Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Very powerful book. All right. So a lot of people have been deceived to think that medicine is the cure. When after 2020, people are really coming to realize, like, hold up. At least a remnant of people are coming to realize, like, hey, the way that the Lord did things was okay. We're going a little too far with these things, and that's what's going on. I want to read a little excerpt out of here for you really quick before I go into the next video. Okay? Let me go to... I thought that I had it here. But I guess we could just get it from 1 second. I have so many scriptures here, but we're not going to go into all of them. So we're going to go to Demonology by King James first. Now, I'm going to tell you something about this book. It is written in a certain type of way that you kind of have to understand what's going on. I have a certain reason why I'm bringing this out, too, just for your mindset to help you. Okay? So let's go to book 1, chapter 6 really quick. So it's talking about the operations of demons and witchcraft and sorcery and how they work and the people they target, the things that they do. I wish that it was, you know how they do the NIV? You don't need to do the NIV for the Bible, but for this one, I mean, I wish in some ways that it was a little better understanding, like just to flow through it, but we'll make it through it, okay? Because some of the words are spelled different than we spell the word way, like it's just a little different, but we'll make it through it. So, let's see here. Chapter 6, book 1. I'm sharing it on the screen with you guys. Let me make sure you can actually see it, because I think I don't have it where you can actually see it good. 1 second. See, can I kind of narrow it? There we go. I think you guys can see it a little better now. Alrighty, let me go down, back down. Here we go. What sort of folks are least or most subject to receive harm by witchcraft? What power they have to harm the magistrate, which is like the government, the control powers. We're not talking about that right now. We're specifically talking about people. And upon what respects they have any power in prison, and to what end may or will the devil appear to them therein, upon what respect the devil appears in sundry shapes to sundry of them at any time. So, all right. But who dare take upon him to punish them, if no man can sure to be free from their unnatural invasions? So, he says, we ought not more of that restrain from virtue, that the way whereby we climb thereunto be straight and perilous. But besides that, as there is no kind of persons to subject to receive harm of them, as these that are of infirm or infirmity or weak faith. So once again it says, But besides that, as there is no kind of persons or person to subject to receive harm of them, as these are of infirmity or weak faith, which is the best buckler against such invasions. What does this mean? So I can break it down for you and condescend to you. Basically, this is saying that for those of you who is using a buckler is, let me show you guys what a buckler is. Okay? Just in case people don't know. A lot of you know already. But I want to help people who don't understand what a buckler is see it in war. This is what a buckler is. For those of you, he's my shield. He's my shield and my buckler. Meaning he is my protection. This is a little shield here, showing you that Christ is our shield and our buckler. So what is it saying in demonology though? Basically, let's go back to it. It's basically saying that if you guys, like we were talking earlier, are stressed out, weak, sickly, that these are the people who they come for. These are the people who they come for. Because the devil comes like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. Who does? One second. Watch this. Let me show you how the precepts work. What did we read earlier about following the counsel of your own heart? When we were reading in Sirach 30 or 31, it was talking about a person following their own mind is not good, that you should follow the Most High's mind. Why? If you be like some of these rappers and some of these people who think they're deep and all that, some of these philosophers, some of these conscious people who think they're deep, let me tell you something. You don't have no clue of what's going on in this world. That's why they're talking about this in demonology. Let's read it. Extol not thyself in thy counsel of thine own heart. So don't get yourself knowledge puffed up. Don't get yourself all cocky thinking, oh, I know what I'm doing. Okay, Negro, know what you're doing then. But be prepared, because there's a lion ready to devour people like you. Okay? When the buffalo is roaming and the lion pride is trying to attack, when the wolves and the hyena is trying to attack, who do they come for? They come for the baby. They come for the weak, the sickly, or the females who are smaller. See, you got to bind a strong man down in the house, and then you can come and take everybody else. But check it out. How does Amalek work? Amalek works just like that lion. He stayed at the hindermost or the hindermost of our people in the wilderness, and who did he attack? The old people, the sickly, the women, the children. So in demonology, it's saying the same thing. All right, that thy soul not be torn in pieces like a bull string alone. You think you're gonna do it better than the body of Christ alone? Let me tell you, you think you that deep? Yeah, the GOCC don't know what they talking about. You know, yeah, I got it, man. These niggas think they, whatever. Yeah, that's your mind. But you are not of Christ, because Christ has a body. That's why they call him the Lion of Judah, because lions are in a pride. They're not like tigers that have solitude life, a solitary life. They hunt together. They eat together. You're going to be like Scar. You're going to be like Cain and Scar off the Lion King. See? Everybody who's in that spirit, they always have a downfall. And guess what? No matter what we say, these people will be among us. They will be among us. Shalom. Shalom, brother. And they will have hate in their heart. That's just how it's going to be. But we just read, I'm trying to help them too, that they're going to die slow. Just because they didn't die fast, they think they make it. They're going to die slow death. Because they are haters. They're stressing for no reason when people already love them. And they're just going through this for no reason. They don't like the fact they're not getting attention. You got people who be mentioning, oh, there's no special seats. What the hell you talking about? Ain't no special seats. It'd be a special seat if you were sitting in there, though, right? The seat will be special if you sitting in there. So you mean that the disciples who put in the work and died for this work, that they shouldn't have special seats? That the elders in heaven shouldn't have special seats for the work that they put in? How they follow the Most High? I don't understand that. So that means if I'm sitting in the seat, is Yarac sitting in the seat, or Ramar, or Elder Ricard, Lloyd, that means, hey, I think they're special. Personally, I don't see what's wrong with thinking they're special. I think these people are special men. I don't think I'm special, but I do love myself a little bit. I mean, if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. How could I think they special if I didn't love myself? But you don't think that there should be special seats. Well, what about Moses? What about the high priest? The Most High, he thought somebody was special because he didn't want nobody else up in there. He didn't think they were special to the point to where they couldn't do wrong. So don't counsel yourself in your own mind and create stress, because you will become sickly, like the scripture says. Many are sickly among us. That's what it talks about in Corinthians. They become haters. They take communion as haters. Coming among the body, and they get sick because it starts to eat them. We need to pray for one another and love one another and be there for one another, instead of worrying about things that we can't control. Let's go back to that demonology real quick. But besides that, as there is no kind of persons to subject to receive harm of them as these that are of infirm and weak. So if you negative, if you weak in your mind, you lack faith, they are definitely coming for you with no remorse. That's what it's telling us here. This is who they target. Just like the beasts target the weak, the children. Why do you think they come for our children modern day today in this society? Why do they start with the children first? Because they know if you get the children young, it's the opposite of the commandment. Basically, if you raise a child up in righteousness, that's the way they're going to go. It's a certain time slot. And not that every situation comes out like that, but if they can get a majority in a certain time slot, they'll have the next generation already. So these demons are coming specifically for the weak in faith, which is the best buckler against such invasions. So have they so small power over none, as over such as zealous and earnesty I don't know what that says. Without them sparing any for worldly respect. Okay, I see what it says. So basically this is saying the people who don't care about what's going on in the world, they don't need the respect of others, and they put the Most High as their shield and their buckler. These are the people who can't be touched, who they don't have no power on them. They're not worried about what can happen to them when it all the way to death. Okay, so then he says, then they are like the pest, which smites the sickerest, that flies its farthest and apprehends deepliest the peril thereof. So what is it saying? It's saying basically just like a plant. If you are a husbandman, you understand how plants work. If it's a sick tree, a sick plant, the pests come for that. Being that they have thrown off the diversity of everything, excuse me, not diversity, being that they have thrown off the balance of everything, of how the Most High created it, there's a lot of things that are foreign plants here, they're not supposed to be there. The soil has the wrong type of fertilizers, right, and all these different things. So what happens is, when the pests see these type of plants, they actually go and eat and kill this. This programs the pests to come and eat this. And it started all the way back from the time of Adam. So it's saying these demons are just the same way. If you are weak, if you are sickly, if you are negative, you have an acidic environment. So guess where the pests start first? In the gut. And when they hit you in the gut, ain't no need to kick you in the butt. They're going to hit you in the gut, because they know that's going to hit your brain. So they hit you with the heavy metals. They hit you with the unlawful diet, the unclean food. It's to stress you out. These are vampires. They here to suck your blood and to suck you dry. See? So those pests come in you. Right? And let me tell you, they create a whole acidic environment. And the whole deal with the microbes and stuff, you can never really get rid of all of the bad ones anyway. So the more your body becomes acidic, the more you are sickerest, like it said. Sickerest, that's the old word they use. Huh? It says then they are like the pests. They come and annoy you and try to attack you and take you down. So if you want to be weak, hey, you stay weak. But just understand, God ain't coming to save you just because you're feeling sorry for yourself. Just because you're like, well, everybody's making fun of me because I'm obese. Listen, that's weak. If you're obese, unobese. Work out. Eat healthy. Fast. Some of these cannot come out unless it's by fasting. There's many types of fast. You can fast from carbs, meaning you can put your carbs down a little bit, eat more protein and fats. You can't do the protein without the fats. That's a fast too. Before you know it, your gut is going to have time to rest. It's too much sugar that's feeding these parasites. I'm just telling you the truth. It's the sugar that feeds them. It's the sugar that feeds them. All right, there's a book by Lee Haney. You can go down to 150 grams of carbs. Every muscle that you have going to start showing. You're going to be able to see your veins again and your arteries. So if you don't want to go cold turkey, okay, cool. Because you got other health issues, okay, cool. I just told you. I just gave you the whole wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Protein make you lean, carbs make you large. You want to, and a lot of people look more beautiful how they was, especially sisters, in their 20s. You get that tight, nice face again, and people don't even recognize it. They're like, good Lord. Don't you want that good Lord? Huh? I ain't talking about do you want the good Lord. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about that good saying, good Lord. That sister looking amazing like Sarah. That's all I'm saying. Okay? And listen, I get that people, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about health and keeping our temples together right now. That's what I'm saying. We have to start and take care of our stress, the company around us, not worrying about things we don't need. You see what I'm saying? Loving your husband and your wife, your children, being grateful for what the Most High blessed you with, right? Keeping a clean microbiome and gut health. Yeah, this is important because these demons are coming to you if you just want to slack. They're not giving up. Let me tell you, they don't care. You can say, praise the Most High. Let me tell you, you got to pray to the Most High, like it says in James 5, to get healed by the elders. And eat healthy and do better. Okay? It is, look, it says, it is even so with them, for neither is it able to them to use any, see how they spell any, A-N-I-E, any false cure upon a patient, except the patient first believe in their power. Just like 2020. If you give them the faith that you believe in them, you will not be healed by the Most High, and you will be tormented by them even before. Let me tell you, now and wherever more. They will torment you. Let me tell you, they know that you have to have faith in the Most High. So they're like, listen, this person don't have faith. Go attack them. You sitting here feeling sorry. Our forefathers did made a mistake and stopped following the Most High. Ain't no feeling sorry. We got to fight. And that fight is spiritually and taking care of that temple. And loving one another and helping each other where we can. Okay? So, that's why you have the body. What you can do, you have people in the body to help you. See? It is even so for them, for neither is it able to them to use any false cure upon a patient, except the patient first believe in their power. And so hazard the tinsel of its own soul. So it did tricked you out of your own soul, because it starts In your mind. See? So if you go to these people get false diagnosis, guess what they take first before they take your life? They take your mind. When they take your mind and you already think you about to die because they say you only have a certain time to live, you already start dying. And then they give you some medicine, and guess what? It kill you faster. That's what happens a lot of times. Obviously, sometimes people do all right, but that's very rare, especially nowadays. So let me tell you, this reminds me of 2020. And every day our people going and getting these false diagnoses. Well, I'm just going to get my monthly checkup, my quarterly checkup. What? So they can tell you got a lump right there? You know how many people I gave iodine? Do you know how many people I gave Lugol's iodine and I tell them rub it on there? And then they come back and say, Elder, it's gone? Only the consistent ones. Only those who can do things for at least a week. You got people who take something for a day. It didn't work. Because you have no discipline. You have no faith. Christ told everybody he healed. He said, according to your faith, you have been healed. That means he knew if I heal this person, their lifestyle going to continue to follow what I told them to do. And what would he be saying in the opposite? You would not be healed because you don't believe. Your faith is, your mind is negative. Your mind ain't gonna believe in this. But my doctor said this. You know how you tell somebody something, they say, yeah, well, my doctor said this. Okay, cool. That's when you just be quiet. All right, man. God bless you. Well, I got to go ahead and go. Because their mind is already focused on what their doctor told them. Doctors are good for some things. They are. Break a bone, they real good. Surgery, real good. But if they trying to get something out of you like a vampire, I'll let you be the judge of that. Nor yet can they have less power to hurt any, nor such as contemns most of their doing. So being it come of faith and not of any vain arrogance in themselves. And they even tell you in here how Satan can't cast out Satan. Basically, you have to have faith and prayer to the Most High to actually make it through these things. And he's like, there's no other way out of it. So I'm going to go back to this lady really quick and we're going to get ready to get out of here. Because AI is getting ready to take over, guys. They're putting AI experts as generals in the military. Where do you think this thing is going? You're going to want to be healthy. You're going to want to be healthy. Let me tell you, y'all think I'm joking? They're putting AI as ranked people in the military. This is where this thing is going. AI is going to be the new life source. You want to be in shape.
Honorary military status in the United States military. Palantir, Meta, and OpenAI executives received commission into the U.S. Army, forming Detachment 201. Executive and big tech companies are being commissioned and given the rank of Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. Army Reserves. The initial cohort of executives include the Chief Technology Officer from Palantir, Shyam Sankar, Andrew Bosworth, the Chief Technology Officer from Meta, Kevin Weil, OpenAI's Chief Product Officer, and Bob McGrew, the former Chief Research Officer at OpenAI. I'm trying to figure out how it makes any sense that anyone in tech or AI world needs the status of Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. military. Like, how does that make any sense? Especially when in the Great Big Beautiful Bill, they pass a provision in which AI cannot be changed, no laws can be made, and AI can roam free for the next decade. Things that make you go, for real.
There you go. Hey, they're not playing no games. They are coming with their mission. You better make sure you can endure to the end and make it with yours. Cause they're let me tell you, they targeting the food, everything. And a lot of people let me tell you one thing people make the most excuses out of: working out. Lord have mercy. You can't tell a black person work out no more. When every time our forefathers was going to get some water or something like that, the women was getting the water working. Now when they work out, they twerking. Can we just do this thing for health? Can we just do it for health? Keep appreciating the Most High of what He given to our bodies. I mean, what He's given to us, our soul to rest in. Everything is vain. You want to give them some type of credit, but it's like, Lord have mercy. Check out this doctor again, Dr. Vonda Wright.
Heavy weights. Put down the little mamby-pamby pink weights, please.
She said, lift heavy weights. I don't want to get bulky. That's what you tell your husband because you don't want to get off the couch. Let me tell you, you ain't going to live as long as a person who lifting them weights. And guess what? Not only do they live long, but they look amazing. Some people think that you just lose muscle as you get older. Yeah, because you're not telling your body to live. You're telling your body, hey, to die. You see, when you tell your body, I still need you to do certain things, it will continue to do certain things. It will. Your bones will get denser. Yeah, all that. And I'm not, see, when she's talking about lifting heavy weights, people have a total misconception. When you get older, you got to lift lighter. Well, that's not true. It's not true. You got to lift something that you can control. If you move up in a certain way of control where your joints is not hurting, it's a different story. Right? Lift heavy weights is telling the body, I still need skeletal muscle. I still need skeletal muscle. I still need to pick up certain things. I still need my metabolism to be boosted. I still need my testosterone to be up as much as possible. Yeah, you're going to lose certain things. But if you're not working out, guess what? You're a woman. Menopause will set in. But a lot of women who works out this way, with heavy weights, a lot of them don't have the symptoms. A lot of women who have a gut full of probiotics, they don't have these symptoms. So don't think that it's certain symptoms you have to have. I know personal women right now who never get them, and sometimes what they're saying is there's certain probiotics and microbes that's found in those guts that's not found in other people's guts. So you say you still have them. Well, let's keep them. Let's keep them going. Let's work this thing. Let's work it.
I want you to lift as heavy as your bones will let you for 3 to 6 reps. This is how you build stem cells. This is how you build mitochondria, which are the powerhouses. And this is how you're not going to fall down from a standing position and break your hip.
If you are old, 60 years old, you ain't lifting weights, your fall is different to a 60-year-old who's lifting weights. I came back lifting weights with a guy who was 67 years old. Dense, thick muscle. I had to keep up with him. I'm telling you the truth. And guess what? I've been doing this a long time. But and he was lifting heavy weights. He was on dumbbells. He was doing the 130-pound dumbbells. Still hitting 315. Not going too far with it. But he was still lifting heavy and moving faster and stronger than most young people. You have to tell your body to age. Through your thoughts, through your mouth, or through your laziness or your slothfulness. Oh, we're not supposed to be doing this at that age. We're not supposed to be doing this and doing that. Guess what? Just because you lift don't mean you're going to be swole. If you're eating the right diet and not eating so much sugars, you're not going to be so big. You still be able to see your abs. How do I consume? Well, let me see what time it is. It might be too late to call in, but I can take some of the questions after. I'll take maybe a few calls, or you just type them in after. Because I'm about to be done. And then I'll answer your question, be humble. But listen to what she's saying. Builds mitochondria. Check this out.
2, I want you to work in 20 jumps a day. You could do it just like this. This works. 20.
Let me tell you, y'all want to listen to white people, but you don't want to listen to your own. Let me tell you, boy. Another thing, before we go forward with this, sisters, men like it when you're feminine. You cause stress on yourself and a burden on yourself when you're trying to be rough and like a man. You don't have to get all try to talk back and say, you got to say it like this to me. Listen, you're turning yourself into somebody else. So now you're stressing out. So you can't have your gladness of your heart. Don't let nobody take you out your feminine. Don't let nobody take you out your feminine energy. Trust me. That's what God blessed you with. That's a gift of the earth that white women are taught to have. That Arab women are taught to have. That was supposed to be for our people. Definitely the rulers and the leaders of the earth. You let somebody take your femininity because you think you have to fight back against your actual husband. I ain't gonna lie to you. Men, we like when we hear that feminine stuff. That's just the truth. And you take it as, oh, y'all just like white girls. It have nothing to do with no skin color. That's attractive to a man. When you tell a woman something, you telling her just being a man, and she's like, oh yeah, like that. Hey, I ain't saying they gotta talk like that, but the feminine of it, it's like, I'm listen. I'd rather hear that than somebody like, well, I'm gonna call the cops on you. You gonna have to get up. Let me tell you, that's my baby. I birthed that baby. She's saying I birthed the baby when you put the seed in her. She's saying she birthed it as if she made the baby. You hear all these different terminologies from sisters. It's taking your health away from you. And you stressing. You end up in baby mama drama, curses. You be alone with your kid as if you're married to your babies. I'm trying to teach y'all the game. Because you got to stay in your feminine spirit. Men gonna be men. A lot of sisters, and when it comes to abusive relationships, whether it's kidnappings, whether it's just a relationship, let me tell you something. You will be less likely to get harmed by staying in your feminine. If a kidnapper, even if he plans, say, man, I'm going to kill you, you might buy yourself time before he kill you. You know how you watch these scary movies and all these crazy, gruesome movies before, back in the days? The people who's feminine, their life lasts a little longer. The one who's like, when I get loose, you ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to do nothing. That's the reality of it. You are taking away the power the Most High gave you. Let me tell you, the feminine is sometimes stronger than a bullet. That's how we can send one of the sisters to take down armies. She put that feminine on, that feminine spirit on, and we sent over there to Holofernes. Next thing you know, we got Holofernes' head. He put that feminine on. He couldn't resist it. He was like, Lord. He couldn't resist the femininity. The natural beauty that comes with an Israelite sister. And now you got, let me tell you, Edom giving you a run for your money on the feminine energy thing. I'm going to tell you right now. Now, I like my Israelite women, but I'm saying, I'm not going to not give credit where it's due. They like, this is war. We got to get us a chocolatey. We got to get it. So they mama tell them, listen, this is all you got to do. Have that little feminine voice. Oh yeah, so where we going? Yeah. And then he be feeling like he's the only man in the world now. And then he goes, sister, when they see her walking by with it, she, instead of her humbling herself being feminine to get that man, she gonna stay rough. And they wanted to promote our sisters rough, stressed out, going through things. And that's why tonight I said, hold up. That's a part of the vampire empire. To make you always shown on TV with no hair, as if black women can't grow hair when they can. They show you as if you can't grow hair when black women actually can grow hair. So when they're showing you not growing hair, stressed out, that forces you, because you think the world is laughing at you and all of this because you got an afro. We love them afros. We love that thick hair. So you go to Just For Me section, you go to the weaves, you go to all of these different things just to try to be a lady. When stress can make you lose your hair, even as a man. So let me tell you, the vampire empire will suck us dry on so many levels. But I just told you tonight, you have some of the most strongest power. I can take down a mighty man with a feminine woman. He thinks she coming to him, and it happens every time. He had looked at it before, so now when she really wasn't paying him no mind. She really just a nice, normal woman. Let me tell you, he was like, yeah, I seen her looking at me. Dude, she ain't looking at you. But now I know I can send her to you if I need to take you out. Just like the Israelites did in the scriptures. Yeah. You left him. Yeah, you came to the side of a real one, huh? Dude, you about to get, let me tell you, you don't know. In a few seconds, you ain't finna be breathing. See? Oh, yeah. Her feminine energy then took you out. She didn't have to do no jiu-jitsu move. Because her feminine let her get close to you, she could take you out in 1,000 ways. Now, for a godly man, she can't do that. Because godly men understand the warfare of that. That really comes from the Most High. So godly men can't be tricked by that. But arrogant men can. See, men like Joseph can't get tricked by the women. But arrogant, worldly men. So I'm telling you, sisters, there's power in the feminine. Because the Most High used feminine women to take down mighty masculine men. But if you stressing and you going through it, and you smoking Black and Milds and your lips turning dark, there ain't no feminine at all. You might as well be hanging with P.O.P. Hold It Down. I'm a female. You show you a female because you look and sound like a dude. So do what this lady is saying right here. Get yourself together. Get yourself on point. Jump, men and women. I used to tell people this. I said, I'm glad I found a doctor who can actually tell the people. I tell a lot of people, listen, do a set of jumping jacks today. Do the same set of jumping jacks tomorrow. Do that every day. Add 2 reps a week. Now you're jumping. Now you're getting the gut shaking like a water bottle. You're shaking that thing up. Okay? If you can't do any other workout, you got time to do some planks, get on the ground and do some planks. Little by little. You can't do planks like that, do them on your knees. Little by little, get into stuff. But lifting weights is better than all that. So if you can eventually get to that, cool. If you can't, get you some bands. Warm up with the light ones, and eventually do your working sets with the heavy ones. That 3 sets of 6, or 3 sets of 8, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 12. You don't really want to go too higher than that as you get older, because that's the warm-up and that's the finisher. You can. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the pump. But see, the pump makes you bulky. But when you lift with those other ones, that makes you more hard when you see your veins. Trust me what I'm saying. I've been doing it a long time. When you lift, when you pumping too much, it gets you pumped. And that's for the little areas that don't need heavy weight to. It's like basically, for example, right? You got the shoulders. You're going to build mass by going heavy with a shoulder press. After you're done with that, you put blood inside of the part of the side deltoid that does not need to go heavy. You can pump with that part. You can do 15 reps with something like that, 20 reps with that. But with the mass movements, you want to go lower because you're using a compound movement, meaning more muscles to push more weight. See, when you do a chest push-up, for example, you're using your forearms, your triceps, you're using your wrist, you're using your shoulders, you're using your traps, you're using your abs, you're using your quads, you're using all of these things to actually complete a push-up. A push-up is an actual compound movement. A bench movement actually uses legs to move it up as well. Yes. Now, you don't have to use your legs, but really, you're defeating the purpose of the exercise to put on mass, to put on muscle. The whole goal is to put on muscle. More skeletal muscle, the longer you live. Squat. When you squat, you're using your abs. You're using your glutes. If you go low enough, you're using your calves, right? You're using you understand. Why is my mind getting blocked? You're using your quadriceps, all right? You're using your shin. I know when my mind got blocked. Your shin muscles. You're using all of these different things. Okay? This is very important to build mass. In the little small areas, you use high reps to fill it in. If you don't want to do this, you're going to be talking about, my back hurt, I'm aching, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. If you have injuries, work around the injuries and eventually do holds. If you have forearm pain, start doing little holds. The holds will strengthen the whole area, flush blood in there, and eventually when blood is flushed there, because you're eating protein, you're going to heal that area. Let me tell you, y'all got to understand, if you're taking the right supplements, eating the right food, drinking raw milk, drinking kefir, I'm just telling you guys, trying to get you guys healthy mind, healthy spine, healthy stomach, healthy brain, healthy feet.
You could go up and down stairs, you could jump rope if you want. That will build better bones. Lift heavy and jump up and down. There is a myth in this country that you have to gut it out and sweat it out in all these boot camps to get really healthy and fit. Not true. Pro athletes spend 80% of their time in base training, which for us as mere mortal athletes is basically a brisk walk, getting our heart rates up 45 to 60 minutes a day. And twice a week, you speed it up and sprint a little. That gathers a lot of power in our muscles. So that's 3 things.
Now, see, a lot of you guys are walking already, but walking doesn't do anything but help the cardiovascular system, and you burn calories, but you don't burn fat. It's a difference. So a lot of you guys, because you're not building muscle, your stomach is staying the same. You're not actually burning fat. You're like, I walked. Do you know how long you have to walk? There's nothing wrong with walking. It's good for your mental. You can see, get you a good scenic route when you're walking. See the pond. I mean, you can see trees. But everything you've just walked off, if it took you an hour, as soon as you eat those carbohydrates and sugars, guess what? It's coming right back on you. I'm just telling you the truth. If you burn muscle, if you build muscle, you burn fat in your sleep. You keep your metabolism, which is your engine, boosted to where eventually it needs more carbs. Because it's going to burn them for energy. I'm just telling you how this works. If you're working out right, you're going to need a little bit more carbs on that plate. If you're not working out, your carbs are turning to fat because you already have too much energy on your body. Carbs are used for energy. You have to understand the purpose of carbs and fats. They're used for energy. Okay? If you're dealing with Alzheimer's symptoms, things like that, right? Certain diabetes, let me tell you, you need to start dealing with that coconut oil. 3 to 7 teaspoons to tablespoons a day. Use that for fats. Okay? Just do a little research on it, but just trust me what I'm saying. A lot of you don't have the iodine in your bodies. So you have underlying things because your thyroid is not functioning right because you have iodine issues. And if it's overactive, okay, cool. It's better that you just maybe seek your doctor, whatever the case may be. Or some people just take a little bit and rub it on it instead then. It's certain things people are missing. You're missing protein. A lot of people are missing iodine. Mostly everybody's missing iodine. And think they're getting it from the sea. You're not getting it from the sea. I don't care who you talk to. It don't matter what doctor. I'm going to tell you right now. It's already been proven you're not getting enough from the sea. Because if you're eating cruciferous vegetables, if you're eating bromide, guess what? These halogens are taking your iodine away. I don't care how smart you think you are. You have to know how this works. So somebody is here helping you tonight. You don't want that insulin to be spiked up high? Kefir. Apple vinegar before you eat. Our digestive enzymes before you eat. You don't want the insulin to be spiked high. I'm just telling you how it goes. If you keep eating too much carbs, your insulin levels is going to spike so high, and you keep doing it for too long, now you're going to have insulin issues, which can be fixed. Please do what I'm saying. The Most High had us always active. Eating his diet. Meat. Beef is the number one if you can eat it or tolerate it. Beef is the number one. Lamb. Then chicken. Okay? We're really goat before chicken. Eggs. with the yoke. With the yoke. Everybody's not trying to be some type of bodybuilder on stage so some dude can tell him his behind look good in his thong. Eat that yolk. If you just want to be crazy lean, that's on you. Eat your salt. When you go to the hospital, they're going to flush you with more salt when you got high blood pressure just to bring it down. I'm just telling you how it go. We're letting ourselves getting to the point to where our bodies are unbalanced. And this is just a small part of this. If you are a vegetarian, eat meat. Let me stop messing with you, Kava. No, if you're a vegetarian, you got to make sure you have enough iron in your B vitamins, all right? You have enough iron. On our site, we have something called Forever Iron. You buy the little iron, you make your tea with it. You squeeze a little lime juice on it, a little vinegar. It makes the iron come inside of the water. You can get iron, your B vitamins, and you gotta have that iodine. Because if you ain't eating meat, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're lacking all of that. I showed on one of the shows. I've actually showed on one of the shows how the placenta of the baby from a mom who didn't eat meat, and if you can't eat meat or you just don't want to, understandable. But the placenta was lacking a lot of iron, so we tried to make sure that the person was still getting iron through our iron fish, which have been helping a lot of people, right? So I just wanted to put that out there for you. But I'm gonna play this again that she said. And we're gonna get up out of here. Because I have so much information I can go on and go. I might have to have part 2.
Put down the little mamby-pamby pink weights, please. I want you to lift as heavy as your bones will.
How many of you had them little pink weights in there talking about you working out? You can't, let me tell you, them little pink weights, how you be lifting weights picking the baby up tomorrow. I don't want to get bulky. You picking your baby up. The baby more heavier than the baby is more heavier than those weights. You picking the baby up, you picking them groceries up. You picking that 25-pound bag of sugar up that you finna put in that Kool-Aid and putting all of them sweets. You talking about you can't lift weights. You been lifting weights when you come from the grocery store. You already lifting. Maybe that's why, hey, maybe don't blame it on the lifting the sugar. You not bulky from lifting the sugar. You bulky from eating the sugar. And ain't nothing wrong with sugar. Our body needs sugar. Our brain needs sugar. But if we don't need too many carbs. A lot of things are already sugar and convert into sugar. We want the carbohydrates that are very high in fiber because they digest more slower and keep you full. For instance, you think you need a 50-pound bag of white rice. If you get some wild rice, try to eat the same amount of wild rice as you eat white rice. You won't be able to do it unless you're just a glutton. Because let me tell you, your body's going to tell you, whoa, slow it down. Yusuf say buffalo meat is the best. That's for you. Are you saying it's the best for you? You can't be speaking for everybody on here, Mr. Yusuf. Are you Arab or what? Oh, he just spelled his name in a Yiddish way. Yusuf. That means Joseph. Joseph Israel. Yeah, buffalo meat is good too, but you can't be telling everybody buffalo meat is the best. It's all the best. It's all good. Deer is good.
For 3 to 6 reps. This is how you build stem cells. This is how you build mitochondria, which are the powerhouses. And this is how you're not going to fall down from a standing position and break your hip. Number 2, I want you to work in 20 jumps a day. You could do it just like this. This works 20 times. You could go up and down stairs. You could jump rope if you want. That will build better bones. Lift heavy and jump up and down. There is a myth in this country that you have to gut it out and sweat it out in all these boot camps to get really healthy and fit. Not true. Pro athletes spend 80% of their time in base training, which for us as mere mortal athletes is basically a brisk walk, getting our heart rates up 45 to 60 minutes a day, and twice a week you speed it up and sprint a little. That gathers a lot of power in our muscles. So that's 3 things.
All right. So she gave a lot of game. Now, I know it's late, so probably if you have a question, you're going to have to call in now because I'm getting ready to get up out of here. But if you want to get a question answered, go ahead, type it in or call in. You got to be quick though, because if you're not, we finna get up out of here. But I know someone asked the question earlier. You understand? Oh, I wanted to bring the scripture too. Job 40:16. Lo, now his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. Talking about the abdominal. So if we don't keep the abdominal strong and the core strong, we're really not going to have the strength. We're really not going to have the strength of the body, right? You need the abs for many things, to get up, to lift. I mean, so many different things. Keep the core very strong. One thing I always focused on in my training was my core. Even when best veggie diet, please. Well, listen, I'm here for a godly diet. I don't think that's a godly diet. I think it's a diet that God allows. But I'm sorry to tell you that it does not. I'm going to eat what the angels eat. And Abraham was eating. And that was proteins that are bioavailable, like beef, butter. You know, if that's good for you, then you got to work with that. But I can't give you the best veggie diet because veggies are last on my plate. All right. So, and I love vegetables. They're always on my plate. Actually, I get a lot. We always make salad, and we always make like maybe some steam or stir fry vegetables. But I'm talking about to live long. Nah, you need more protein, or you're gonna have issues down the line if you don't get your B vitamins, amino acids, and all amino acids are not created equal. Elder, what do you think about the vibrating plates? What's that? What is the vibrating plates? That's why I told you just call in, because I can answer it better. I don't know it. You know. What's the cane diet? What's the cane diet mean? You talking about sugar cane? Kalea, yeah, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to look up the best, look up all the vegans and stuff like that. I don't really focus on that. I'm sorry, but I pray the Most High bless your mind and your hands with that one. I'm not gonna tease you about it, because if that's what you are and it's helping you, you have to be a master at it to make sure that your health is top. But I can tell you right now, you definitely gonna need that iron, because if you eating that, you're really not getting a lot of iodine and B12 vitamins unless you're doing it with something else. Very important, just to help you out with that one. You stand on it and shake your whole body. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that's a waste of time. I think it's cool for like a joke, having fun, but or maybe it's like a fake jog, but you need to get some weights, man. Like, come on, guys. We trying to find every shortcut. Your feet, if you guys don't work out and get that blood flowing and get yourselves together, your feet, how y'all making it in the wilderness? My feet hurt. We got to be doing mobility and functional exercise and all that. Is this a camp? No, this is not a camp, Yusuf Israel. This is the body of Christ. Most of the camps, I can tell you this though, since you're asking, most of the camps have Yiddish names because they still don't know the ancient Hebrew. You need to get in our Hebrew on Bible Academy. Go to historytimes.org and we can tell you Yawasap Yasha Allah. Elder, how can you join the Houston body and get baptized? Of course. Send me an email to elderrei@gmail.com. I'm going to send it right now. Elder REI. Look in the chat. elderrei@gmail.com. All right? That's for her. Don't just email me about just stuff to just be talking, because that ain't going down. I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, bless you, Kalea. You just got to do the research for your husband then. What somebody say? I feel who? I feel you, Elder Khan. We need to move body parts literally. Y'all know I'm giving y'all a hard time, but I think I'm just trying to really tell you guys that if we don't do certain movements anymore, our bodies are just going to, you know what I mean? Even doing certain different stretches and like stretch exercises, this is very important. It'll stop a lot of knee pain, back pain, vertebrae pain, all right? I lifted 200 pounds 60 times, a sax player. Very good. There you go. Don't stop. I want to see you keep doing it. Because if you don't do it, if you guys, those of you who don't lift weights, those of you who don't jog, jump, you guys are going to be very frail. Those of you guys who are over drinking, if you over drink brown liquor, unfortunately, you will eventually develop insulin diabetes symptoms. I'm just telling you the truth. You will, because if you don't have your gut right, alcohol is going to bring your testosterone down. It's going to give you the little belly. You can read all about the little diabetes symptoms. Give you a little belly, okay? Because you over drinking too much. That's just, it's nothing you can avoid about it. It's a filter. It just stops functioning after a while of just overdoing it too much. So it's really good to drink a lot of clean water. Get those probiotics in there, because alcohol is killing a lot of the probiotics in the body and the microbes too. It kills that. See, when you have wine sitting for a long time, what happens is the alcohol is what preserves the wine from going bad. So that's why you really only need a little bit of it. A lot of the wine that they would use too was because they didn't have clean water, so they would pour a little bit of it in there to kill bad microbes and stuff like that. I personally like my wine very low alcohol, because I'm not drinking it for alcohol. I'm drinking it for a probiotic high instead of trying to get drunk. I don't really want a lot of alcohol, if any, in my probiotic drink. So I'm there for the probiotic wines. Okay? But you have strong drink that you have to be careful about. I know you feel good for a second, but in long term, if you don't work out, if you don't eat good proteins, if your gut is not healthy, it can happen to any of us, guys. On top of anything else that can happen outside of us. Some of us take care of ourselves and accidents still happen, man. So, working out is not hopping on a treadmill. Lift weights to burn fat. If you're not sprinting, you're not building muscle. If you only run. If you're jogging, and I'm just telling you, if you want to look like a Judite woman, you just become kind of like whatever muscle you have there. Nothing's built. No, there's no things. You know how you guys like to be voluptuous and all. That don't do that. You just, whatever you got, that's it. That's going to be it. So you might think because you have a little fat on you that you got a little something, but when you work it out and it's all muscle, that's when you're going to know if you know. I'm just saying. Listen, one thing I can say about the world today, I give them the credit for working out, but it's for all vanity. So they still gonna lose their soul. So if you can understand what the scriptures were saying, for body exercise is profited little, but it's about godly gain and balance the two, man, you going somewhere. How about riding my bike in addition to other exercising? Of course, I ride my bike on the 2 days a week. I try to see like little scenery just to get some extra cardio. No more than 30 minutes because I don't want to burn muscle. For me, if it don't build muscle, it don't make sense. If it's not about being functional or building muscle, about reality, it don't make sense. If I'm losing muscle, I'm not burning fat. A lot of us have natural small calves. The last thing we need to do is lose muscle. Some of us don't have the African Zamunda calves. Right? So whatever you was given, you was given. Some people come out talking about this is how you work your calf. Dude, your calf came out the size of your neck and your head. You can't tell nobody how to work a calf out and your calf came out big from your genetics of your father and your mother. You can't tell nobody how to get some glutes and you came out with big glutes. That's deceiving. Somebody had to show that they had a fast metabolism, couldn't gain weight, and then they show people how to do that. That's when that's a good fitness person. Only thing a fitness person with good genetics can show is how to keep yourself in shape, but you can't be telling them how to get something you already had. Does that make any sense? That don't even make sense. This is how you get this is Esau. Esau is born with Paul Bunyan calves, and they try to tell you people, black people, how to get big calves. No, Esau, you come out with tree trunk legs most times. Most Esau have tree trunk big calves. And most of the time, they can't beat Jake and running. They can't slam dunk, and they can't run. They good with disguising themselves and killing people from afar. That's the truth. Most black people have Tyrannosaurus Rex calves, and they out running and jumping everybody. Because a lot of us have high calves. And that's just from the genetics of our parents. You can work it out and you can do the same weight as an Esau with big calves but sometimes genetically, until you take steroids, which is not good, they won't grow that big. You can do everything right. You would have had to eat so many carbs to get a certain weight just for them to be big. That's how it works. Don't be embarrassed of your legs. Make sure you work them though. You got cats wearing long socks because they afraid. Like, listen, that's the calves you got. You got them bow-legged calves. But ain't nobody going to outrun Judah. Ain't nobody going to outjump Judah. So tell him, listen, yeah, you got some nice calves, but let's race. Let's jump. You know, baby come out bow-legged like this. He outrunning and jumping everybody. He walking like, let me tell you. Hey, that's Judah. That's how the Most High made Judah. We built like T-Rex. Big up top, and then a lot of times you work the calves. I'm like, man, why these cats is wearing these big old socks out here? I said, Lord, that ain't stopped Judah from getting no women at all. The women be like, ooh, he fine, he got bow leg. Hey, it ain't stopping us. You got big calves and still don't got no women. So that's on you. If it was about the calves, you had all the women. Let me tell you, Esau be in the gym, boy. They be in the gym vain. They all got the little certain type of tattoos. You know how Esau, they all got a certain type of tattoo. It's like it got like a little triangle on the muscle, and they try to fit they all got the same tattoo. They all like to drive a big truck as if they the truck. The truck is the tough one. You ain't the tough one. See what I'm saying? They all be doing that and then jamming their little rock music. And it's like, dude, toss the waist down. It's like you doing all that, taking your steroids to and then you see a Judite like me. I come on that incline, put that 315 on there. You wonder how I do it. I do it because of my God. I come from David. That's just what it is. My strength is in my hair. See? I got that Joseph Prince ponytail. My strength is in my hair. Like they said on Boys in the Hood. Hey, we come from Samsons and Judahs and let me tell you, Maccabees and a Maccabee. No, I'm just joking. That's how I got my wife. I'm a Maccabee. I be a Mac. Nah, I'm just joking, man. Don't listen to me. And guess what? You know what's funny? I like to work out with some of these Esau's like that. The ones who's humble though. But the ones who walk around trying to act hard, it's like, dude, you look good. I'm not a hater. You look good. I know you're on the roids though, but you look good. They always come, oh, you want some gear, dude? I'm like, dude, I don't need no gear. I don't need no steroids. I'm good how I am. All right? I got some gear for you. Hop up in this water and get baptized. Right? So, man, we're going to get up out of here because I don't see no more questions. Nobody's calling. It's pretty late. But I had some technical difficulties today because I told AC to put it for 6 o'clock, but I had some issues. So we're going to be on at 5:36. All right. So that's the time I'm going back to now. All right. Peace and blessings to you guys. Can I steer you in the right direction for fibroids? Send me an email. Send me an email to elderrei@gmail.com. I hope you've seen the email in there. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you right now. If you ain't taking iodine, for most of you sisters who dealing with this, if you're not taking iodine, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you don't parasite cleanse, if you don't eat healthy things for the gut, and you're not taking iodine, a lot of women will have that and don't even know. You need to be taking raw milk kefir. You need to be. You don't have to. You can get with your doctor, your primary care physician, because I'm not a doctor, but I'm just saying. For those who have ears, let them hear. You need to listen. Go to KII supplements.com. We got articles on iodine, all right? And they have a great book called The Iodine Crisis. All right? And I'm going to tell you, it's a whole nother show on that. It's a whole nother show on that. I mean, you'll go to the hospital and because you're taking the right stuff, you think it's something else wrong with you, but actually it's something that's helping just to clean you out. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? But you have, you know, just email me. Elder, are headaches normal when working out? I don't know what you may be dealing with. If you may be too tired, if you're not having the right diet, make sure your diet is right, making sure you're getting a lot of rest. And make sure you're not going too heavy because you hit the central nervous system and your immune system is off. You'll get sick because you're going too heavy. When I say go heavy, I mean control it. That means no straining. All right, so don't let this vampire empire take you down from building your kingdom and your temple. Okay, we have to continue to grow as a community. Positive environments. Positive environment for the children, the wife, the husband. Living below our means. Living below your means is living above your means. In a positive way. Meaning because you're walking on water instead of floating in a life raft. Okay? So that's what I mean, like, in that way. That's all I'm saying. Because you could just add two things when you can. It's just what it's all good. And our kingdom is coming. So let me tell you, you're gonna be living real fat. Can you please give me some insight on someone that drinks beer every day, eat a little food, and don't move around much? Some people drink beer every day and they're just fine, but I'll tell you something. Like I said, if you're not working out as a man, testosterone gonna be low from drinking the beer every day. There's nothing wrong with drinking the beer every day if you were drinking like the old school kind of beer that's still living with probiotics, like the ale. It does help with parasites to a certain degree, but then you got the alcohol. So you're gonna have to have a top of the line diet if you're drinking beer or wine every day. You really need to be doing what I said in the whole lesson: working out, building muscle, eating a healthy diet, eating a lot of protein. All right, that's very important. You can't not move around much. You got to move around. You're going to have to move around. You need to be doing jumping jacks every day. Usually the beer, it kills parasites, allegedly, but then it's like it also makes you have the gut that a lot of starting to show insulin things. So you're going to have to reverse that because it can get... I had a lot of family members, men, they worked for Budweiser, drove trucks for them. And one thing I noticed about all of them, They all had the little shiny Issachar face, like when Issachar come from working and they drink that beer. And a lot of Issachar live long because they eat a certain way. But at the same time, they all had bellies. That belly, and then some of them, you know, eventually, guys, you'll have to get on like, and you shouldn't have to do this, dialysis, all that. Let me tell you, you got to be careful with these organs. And these liver and the kidney, you gotta be careful. You only get them what you got. I'm just trying to help you guys. We have Shell. What are the best B vitamins to take? If you have a great diet that's eating beef, drinking raw milk kefir. If not, just go to my website and we got the great supplement B vitamin drops. Right? KIIYsupplements.com. And if in my opinion, I would take it with in my opinion, you don't have to listen to me. I would take it with iodine, selenium, like I said, the B12 drops and our iron fish if you're not eating a lot of meat. And that should really bring you up to speed there. Elder, how do you lose belly fat? Okay, how do you lose belly fat? You can fast. You can drop your carbohydrates little by little. If you're eating a cup, bring it down to half a cup. If you like where you at, cool, stay there. If you don't, bring it down to a quarter cup. You know, you got to do it like that. The carbs, you really got to be tedious on them. Eat more protein to make you lean. Less carbs make you large. More protein, more fats. Where you take down carbs, add more protein. Or you can just go calorie deficit, but you might lose muscle. You really need protein, especially as you get older. A lot of muscle is lost because you're losing a lot of glutamine. And work out and build muscle, my sister. Get on a workout plan and work out 2-3 times a week. If you're going to work out 2 times a week, you should be doing a full body workout. Legs and upper body one day. Skip a day or 2. Do legs and upper bodies another day. And every day do some jumping jacks or some cardio. Eat a healthy diet. There you go. No, Probiotic 40 is not coming back on the site. Stay tuned. We got something better than that. Because I really some things I want to push people in different areas. Some things, I want to push people in different areas. I got kefir grains that I'm selling on my Homestead site soon. Right? So until then, you can drink you some kombucha, things like that. But I got some really good kefir grains coming on my other site. I got a lot of stuff. I have fruit trees, any type of fruit trees, landscaping trees. I got cow manure, lactobacillus, water purification. I had to, yeah. For those who are in the know, they know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to sell it on that site. It's going to be my my other LLC. I have a few LLCs that you guys didn't know about. I have a nursery license where I sell plants and things like that, trees and all that. So it's going to be another site. I'll announce it soon. I've just been busy. You guys don't know. I sell shoes. I sell wide toe box, all handmade leather, flat foot dress shoes to help the spine and the lumbar. But those shoes are expensive. I'm not gonna lie, they're $120 a shoe. People be buying them though, and they know the difference. No, your foot ain't gonna stank in it. All the sweat gonna come out the leather. Got the copper rivet at the bottom so your body can ground out. Yeah, I just haven't came out with the website yet. So I do a few things, guys. Elder, roller skating, what's your take on it? Roller skating is a very good thing for cardio and cardiovascular and good functionality with the knees. So it's really good when it comes to that. As far as building muscle, no. Please don't take shortcuts in not lifting weights or getting bands or doing pull-ups or calisthenics. Don't take shortcuts with that, or it's just on you. Yeah, it's not too high for a shoe because people wore Jordans, but Jordans don't help your feet. My shoes help your feet. I'm giving all my other shoes away. Basketball is great. Yep, so I'm going to get out of here. Man, everything that helps me, you don't have no more keto drops, multiply. No. Lanisa Terrier, because I'm moving people in a different area now. It's certain things that I want people to be taking every little thing of pills of. So just get Lanisa Terrier, just get with me and I'll make sure you're good. You don't need no keto drop. Let me help you with that. You know how to hit me up, Miss Lanisa Terrier, so I can help you. Get our moringa, get our iodine. Okay. Right? I'm pushing people into to a whole another area. And I'm adding a lot of new stuff as well, but and some things I'm updating. But I really want you guys, like, the probiotic 40 is good for people who don't like sour things, but I really want to push you guys to the next level. I don't want to keep the people stagnant. I want to keep you guys to the next level. All right, I already got Kefir Grains going out this weekend. Sister Kim Wiggins, you know I got you. So, lifting bricks is good. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys the instructions with the Kefir Grains too. Don't worry about it. Just like I did with the Iron Fish. Listen. We hear the vampires trying to bite us like the Walking Dead, but listen, we gonna cut their fangs off spiritually, because it's all in our faith. It's all in our hands. You know what I mean? And our God. So it's all good. Yes, swimming is good too. Swimming make you lose a lot of things, but it don't build muscle. I'm telling you guys to build muscle for a reason. Those things are very healthy. You don't have to build muscle, but I'm telling you, it's a better benefit. But anyway, swimming is amazing. Peace and blessings to you guys. Shalom. Make sure you guys, if you want to join, if you came in late and you want to join our Hebrew and Bible Academy, all you have to do is go to historytimes.org, all right? historytimes.org for enrollment. All right, with lessons like the history of the Tower of Babel, the secret war of Edom against the Israelites, and all that below. historytimes.org, okay? And once again, for those who don't know, you already should know where to get a lot of our things, okay, that we help people with. Some of the most powerful things I have on the front that a lot of people don't know about. We have articles on them. Just search on the site. You'll see the articles on the iron. You'll see the articles on these things. All right? We have a lot of different things there. That moringa, serious. I got moringa trees growing in my yard. This powder is amazing. The magnesium, the ultra test for men. If you're a man and you lacking, there you go. That's all I can tell you. All right. So we got everything, that you guys want. Ashwagandha, amazing. Helps the woman's, man, it helped them women, boy. I take that with my ultra test. It helped them sisters. Guys, women, you take this ashwagandha and you couple it with this moringa. Amazing. Like a female enhancement. I'm working on the other female enhancement right now. Updating that. So berberine, amazing for people who are dealing with sugar glucose issues. And then we have a glucose. We have a glucose with that. Vitamin K2 plus D3. You want to take that with magnesium so they balance each other out. Very important. We have a B complex. Digestive enzymes before meals. Emergency immune support. Very, very powerful. Instead of selling mushroom coffee, we just dealt strictly with the mushroom powder, because mushroom coffee, I don't really promote coffee like that. I mean, I've drunk it since I was small, but I really just give you the straight mushrooms. Powerful. Because you need fungus, not just probiotics, you also need fungus. And this is a powerful fungus blend that we have right here. It's the same top of the line thing you see a lot of other people have. These are some of the articles, ways to remove biofilm, how to supplement with iodine. All right, so that's the site there. Have a lot of other different things, okay? Men's health, sports nutrition, weight loss diet, immunity boosters. We're adding a lot of things there. And also, like I said, stay tuned for my homesteading site for things that actually come from my farm, and things that come from my my homestead. Some of the best probiotics you're gonna get in the world on this. So I'm kind of bringing these two worlds together to help on both sides. So I take supplements, but it's a lot of things. My teas, I got special teas that I take from home, and the thing about my stuff is the taste is good. I'm from Louisiana, one of the best cooking places in the world. The taste of probiotics and things that we're going to bring to you guys, superior things that black people like to taste. I know I'm not only black people, but a lot of us are afraid to take probiotics because of the disgusting and the sour smell. We specialize in making sure that that's on point. All right, so anyway, peace and blessings, all right? HistoryTimes.org.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book. And the truth will make